twist and turn your mind. Riddle game's one of a kind. Puzzle time, tease your brain. Mazes, quizzes, whole new game. Laughs and giggles in every show. Facts and fun, now here we go. Welcome here, laugh and cheer. Brain teasers, fun's near. Trivia triumph, playful ways. Join our epic, awesome days. Facts so wild, make you grin. Think so deep, a journey to begin. Crazy trivia, history tales. Puzzle pandemonium never fails. Welcome here, laugh and cheer. Brain teasers, fun's near. Trivia triumph, playful ways. Join our epic, awesome days. Facts the world make you grin. Think so deep, a journey to begin. Crazy trivia, history tales. Puzzle pandemonium never fails. Welcome here, laugh and cheer. Brain teasers fun, see us all inside. Join the channel, feel the glow. Chrissy's epic, fun to show.
That's right. So, hey everyone, welcome to Saturday night. Sorry I'm late. I'm epically late, but yes, I'm late. So I have an amazing panel tonight. We are missing a few people, but I have to let you guys know I'm like way late because I'm late. So tonight we're gonna do some amazing travel stories, hidden gems, world travel trips, cultural exploration, and adventure travel photography, unique and everything that you could do like when you travel. And so we're going to all share our best and worst travel stories with you. But if somebody doesn't want to share their worst, they don't have to. So we're just going to dive into it, and we are going to bring up panel. So right now I am going to bring up Chance. What's up, Chance?
Hello. Happy Saturday night to you and your audience and our audience. And
our audience. It's a team effort. Yeah. Sorry, I'm late.
You're fine. You weren't that late. And I like your top. I mean, the color looks good on you, the burgundy.
I like it too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chance. And so tonight we're going to do travel topics, and I did get your text messages. Chance, you don't have to set your microphone down yet. You're still on point. But yeah, so I want to talk about travel, best memories of vacation. I don't care if it's a town away or in your backyard. Like, you could have had an amazing barbecue with family and friends. You don't even have to travel anywhere, and it's just something fun. And I want people to get to know us because we're fun. And as much as I love you guys, like, everybody should know how fun we are. I just think we should share that. So I think next, because Dan, I'm going to bring up Dan, then I'm going to bring up Limey, and then I'm going to bring up the special guest. So we're going to bring up Dan.
Greetings from South Carolina. I have to agree with Chance over there. I like your top too. That's a beautiful color.
Thank you. You guys are too sweet. Thanks. Now I'm all blushing. Hold on.
It'll go good with your color.
I know, right? Okay, so now we're going to bring up Limey. Hi, Limey.
Greetings, Mr. Bond.
Hello.
Missed you last week.
Yeah, we did. We missed you, Limey, but it's okay because you have to sleep. You're on that other side of the world, so we understand you have to sleep.
I meant that, from my heart, not like disparagingly. Like, where were you? It wasn't like that.
No,
it's all good. Like I say, I just I ran out of battery at the end of the day, so
we all run out of battery sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We all run out of battery. Like, I know I took a sick day this week and slept. And then it was my mom's birthday, so I stayed home. And then my mom said, my mom said, yeah, but my mom said, I forgot you were home because I slept all day.
Oh,
because I wasn't
I would
feeling
just
well.
like to echo everybody else's comments and say that's a smashing blouse you have on.
Thank you so much. You guys are so sweet. I'm gonna have to buy more shirts. This is fun. And why am I the only girl here? What's going on here? TD! Shout
where
out
is
to
everyone?
TD. So Snarky and Sarah can't make it tonight, but they are. I think Sarah's in chat. So, but yeah, I'm gonna bring up our special guest, Slimy. If you're done,
Mm-hmm.
you're done.
Oh yeah, I'm
So,
done.
okay.
Stick a fork.
I like that.
Me too. Limey's amazing. Thank you, Limey, for showing up. Shane, cheers.
Shit.
Cheers.
I thought Limey was going to say something. Hello there. Thanks
Limey's
for having me on.
You're welcome, Shane. So, if
Greetings.
anyone in the chat that doesn't know, Shane and I are birthday twinsies. We have the 420 birthday.
That's the best day to have a birthday.
Yeah, y'all could celebrate it for us.
Actually, maybe not. Everyone's far
Well,
too lazy.
the whole world,
Yeah.
a lot of the whole world, mostly in certain communities, celebrate your birthday.
Mhm.
One way or another.
Me and
Because of what
BBB are
community?
we're working on something here for next year.
Next
for our
420.
birthday.
420, we
Special
got
stream.
this. Yeah. We're going to put our brains together, and 420 on our birthday, we're going to do a big bash. By the
Oh
way.
yeah.
Just to let
Yeah,
you guys know.
I think you two would just love that.
We will. For
Oh, they
sure.
go to hell. I was gonna give you a heads up. If I drop out, it's because the power went out. We just had a thunderstorm sneak in here.
Oh, really?
Came out of nowhere. Thank you,
Danny,
weather
are
apps.
you having storms as well?
Oh yeah. It got pretty bad earlier, but I'm in a lull between clouds right now. I'm hoping
I
it never
know,
goes
but
up.
Chance is also in the same area. So you three,
I'm
okay?
fine here. I had storms last night while I was live on my show, but nothing right now.
Well, Chance is actually about 96 miles down the road from me. So
Yeah, but that's still pretty close to have storms. And
Yeah.
Shane, where are you at?
Right by Atlanta Motor Speedway, so about 30 minutes south of the airport,
Chance?
really.
You know, he's like 45 minutes at least from me, but yeah, from the airport, like he said, half an hour or so.
Okay, well, I pray for you guys, and like all of you are good, because like if any of you dip out on the why, because there's obviously storms in your area, and Limey's in the UK and I'm in California, so like, yeah.
Is that fire
So-
situation handled in your neck of the woods, Chrissy?
Yeah.
I sounded. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, it is.
Good.
We got it. Our firefighters are bold. They do it every year. They're very good at it. But it was actually the
Thank
fifth
God.
largest fire in California history, and
Mm.
it did take over, I think it was over 400,000 acres of the
Wow.
redwoods and Humboldt. Y'all could be upset about that because that's the 420 area. But I'm just saying.
Such a waste.
Hey there, BK.
Huh?
Say such
Uh,
a
He's
BK
saying hi to
in
people
air
in the
just-
chat.
Oh,
In the
cool.
chat.
I can't see the chat.
Oh, I'm
Big
getting.
Mac.
Oh, okay. So this shows all comments from all the different streams.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm still learning StreamYards.
it's fine, Shane.
that explains
So-
a lot.
We're all streaming together. So Chance and I right now, and I think Sarah it looks like Sarah might be live streaming as well, sharing.
Okay.
something's
Hi,
wrong.
we're
I can't see the
jamming.
chat. Hey, we're jamming.
Hey, Danny, if you want to send Judgment Day Dan Harper or Mike Harper,
I don't know how to do that. Sarah does all that stuff, not me. I do good to respond to an email. I don't send emails. I just reply.
All right. Well, I was just gonna say he's always got some really interesting stuff.
I
to
did
share.
tell him earlier that you said something about him wanting him on, and I'm not even sure he'll be here tonight. I don't know. There's
He's in the chat.
I can't. It's not showing up on mine.
Okay, here, let me help you out.
Your
Hey, Jerry
StreamYard's
Dobson.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
Joe Gutfeld. Watch it on Facebook Live.
Hi, Keebler.
I saw it.
Okay, because we've got him in the house.
Chance Keebler's got a bone to pick with you about something. Says
Oh,
she's
yeah,
gonna bite her
Keebler.
tongue tonight.
I saw
Keebler.
that. I don't know what that's about.
Keebler, you want me to send you the link so you could come up? Like,
Uh-oh.
it's not bad, Chance. It's not bad.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Run.
I protect my panel. I'm not gonna put you in a bad situation, Chance. It's really cute, actually.
I didn't even see Michael in chat. How you doing, Harper? If I knew how to do that email thing, I'd send you one, but I don't even know your
Well-
email.
You don't know my email?
I don't know his email.
Oh.
Hell, I don't
And
know
there's
mine.
TD. I got another girl. I got another
Hey,
girl.
TD.
There's another girl.
Hi. Are we the only two
Hi.
girls?
Yeah.
What? Where's Snarky?
Snarky and Sarah aren't feeling well.
MIA.
Oh, I hope they feel better.
I know. I needed some more estrogen.
Well, hey, I'm here.
Greetings, TD.
Hey,
Hi.
TD.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Very well,
So
thank you.
So there's Danny. Hi, Danny.
Hi. Danny,
okay,
and I'm
so-
gonna remind me, of course. And
Yes.
I
Hello.
see Chance, of course. Thanks for the link, Chance.
And we
You're
have
welcome.
sick
Welcome.
Shane is in the house.
Oh, what up, Shane? Always a
Hello
good time
there.
with Shane. I thought you said there's only two girls. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wow, racist.
Nope, sexist.
Ah.
I'm just kidding.
No, you gotta
You know I like to
understand
give you a hard
everything.
time.
Everything is racist.
I like to give Shane a hard time because he can handle it and he can give it back.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, be nice tonight. I can't cuss, right? This is a clean, family-friendly show and all that.
Yeah, we're
You know what?
wholesome
Fun
here.
fact, I don't swear ever, so it's not hard for me.
Yeah, I don't even know what cuss words mean. What's it mean? No, actually, let's not get
Limey,
into that.
that's rubbish.
Let's not get the panel shut down before we start.
Right? And we've got
That's a
Music
bloody
Fun,
lie.
etc. and Esmeralda in the house.
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda. We have Face the Ace.
When's
We've got-
Esmeralda gonna like actually show her cute little face?
I know, right? She's so adorable. I love her.
I know. You know she's a former social worker too. So
I did not know that, but that is
Yes.
an interesting fact.
yes, we like all the same things.
Okay, so tonight we're doing travel and gems. And Chance, can you carry me while I download some pics? Is there anything you could show like that you have in your behind you? Like,
About
You
travel?
know he does.
yeah.
About travel? Not really. But
Anything
I
about
can,
Yosemite?
hell yeah, I can cover
or-
you while you do whatever you got to do.
Perfect.
I
'Cause,
know.
like,
Chance
as
has
you see, I
something.
showed up on panel with wet hair.
I
so-
cannot tell actually.
Yay!
Well, I liked this is really dating me because it goes back to the late 1970s, but I like the Howard Johnson Motel, and they had like a little cafeteria. It's kind of I bet it wasn't as good as my mind's eye tells me it was, but that was a cool thing.
You know what? My
encountered
parents have tons of postcards
road.
from Howard Johnson's for some reason.
Yeah, it was a thing. It started like in the 50s, I believe. I'm going by memory. I'm probably making a mistake saying that. But I
No,
remember-
I'm
I think
Sure.
it was around the 1950s when they began, and there was a nice one in the Atlanta, Georgia area where I'm at, and our family would go there. It wasn't like fine dining, but it
no,
was
but it
pretty
was just
good.
a cool
Why
thing
not
to
just
do.
Tell us a really cool story.
Well, I liked playing the game. I don't know what you call it, where you want to identify all the license plates of all 50 states, which is hard to do when you're talking about
It's kind
Alaska
of like
and
bingo.
Hawaii. Yeah, but it had like a little it was a card, like a cardboard square card, and there were like
And
little
you swipe over the little thing
red-
you swipe over.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was like a little tiny knob on a red, like transparent piece of plastic, and you would slide it down when you found that state's license plate. And they had similar games like that where you identify whatever.
Excuse me, but wasn't it kind of called license plate bingo or something?
Yeah, it was like license plate bingo.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It was kind of like, but when we played, it wasn't bingo. It was just you could get as many. I mean, you tried to identify as many as you could. But yeah,
Right.
you could play a bingo variety, yeah, against like your
Because
sibling
the-
or whatever, or your
The
parents,
one that
whatever.
I had, it was like California, Nevada, Arizona, and then it would go across the board that you would slide stuff over. And if you got a bingo with the license plate across with the free space, Is it like that, or was this just one that you just got?
No, this was just one. It was just across the board. Like you got the most points for however many license plates that you identified
Oh,
playing
okay.
against somebody. So it might have been a little different, but similar
Yeah.
to what you're
Yeah.
describing. Yours
But I
actually
think it's
sounds more interesting. Bingo. I like the bingo idea.
Talk
the
about
whole
like
thing with
learning while you're like in an
Yeah.
experience, right?
The
And
whole
there was
thing
one
is
where you identify farm animals. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
you're fine.
remembered where you would, if you saw a cow, chicken, whatever in a pasture, you would do the same thing. There'd be like a little plastic doodad that you'd slide up and down like a lampshade, and
Yeah.
you'd slide it down, and it would be
Ooh.
red, and you'd cover up that object you were looking for, whether it's a license plate or a farm animal or whatever.
I remember playing I Spy with my little eyes, something green. It's already gone. Like it
See,
was
you
back
guys
there.
had siblings close to your age. My parents were old when they had me. They were like 40 something, and my brother
Right.
was 16, and my sister was 14 when I was born. So like that they already like were done, like so here I come singing and dancing. And like I was usually by myself with my parents. So
That's
sometimes
cool.
friend. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I just was like an old soul. Like I collected milk glass when I was a kid. Who does
I
that?
love milk glass.
Chrissy,
Yeah,
can
but
you make BBB? I mean, can you make TD large? Thank you.
do you like my Youngstown Hates You shirt?
I love that
yes,
shirt.
Thank you.
I love that shirt.
My friend made it. He like designs them because Youngstown's weird. So there's all this Youngstown Hates You stuff. So, but yeah, but like I sometimes I would go to like little trips with my friends because I was like almost like an only child, But then it was interesting because then my sister and my brother like were older, so that I became like the family babysitter. So I'm super close with my nieces and nephews, and I've taken them traveling, So
That's cool.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, what do we
Yeah.
like better? Road trip? See, it's the nostalgia
No.
factor is, of course, the road trip. I mean, a
I love
National Lampoon's
flying.
Vacation did such a great job
They did.
making humor out of that situation. I love
Yeah.
that movie. And
I'm
whole-
About
ADHD,
everything
so I
that
just
could
want
go
to hurry
wrong.
up and get there.
You've not seen that?
What?
Did you?
Like on
Vacation?
vacation? Oh,
I
absolutely.
I'm sorry. I didn't it sound like I was like
No,
like
I'm
on your
just saying if I had a choice, I mean, I'm ADHD, so I definitely don't want to like I drove cross country one time when I moved to Arizona, from Ohio to Arizona, and that's good enough. And that's
Yeah, I
it.
know about cross country, but yeah, like from here to St. Louis is probably as far as I can handle in the car, or from here to like
From
Boston or
Georgia.
something. Yeah, or
Yeah.
Orlando's no problem from Atlanta. That's like maybe 6.5 hours,
I mean,
7
that's
hours.
that's a work. Anything that's a work shift. No, thank you. I'd rather just
Yeah.
hop on a plane, except for Spirit Airlines. Like, I don't hate myself that much. But
PD, have you ever taken a train ride? I've not. I've wanted to take a train trip. I've never
well,
really.
yes
you?
and no. I've done the Greyhound from my friend lives in Hoboken. And so when I was pregnant with my daughter, we took from Ohio to Jersey and back. We did like a Greyhound. We had a blast. We had so much fun. But
Wow. That's
and
a
then I
bus,
took
of course.
one time I went to Scotland, and like when I went, I think it was harder to fly into. You couldn't fly into Scotland, so you had to fly into London, and then you had to take like a train to about another 2 hours from like London to Scotland.
Yeah, 2 hours or more counts. I think you're right there where that counts.
Yeah.
It's like taking the train.
It sounds so romantic, right? Like in
Yeah.
like what's the movie with the like super dialogue? It's like Before Sunset, Before Sunrise.
Silver
Like-
Streak. Oh yeah. That's a trilogy, of
When
course,
they, like,
with
fall
Ethan
in
Hawke.
love on the train.
Ethan Hawke.
you know.
Yeah. Before Sunset, Before Sunrise is a trilogy,
Ethan Hawke.
and they did them like every other decade or every decade.
Yeah, and they
You
like
saw him age. It was
yeah,
interesting.
it's really
he met her in the
interesting.
first one in Europe or something. This girl.
Yeah, I think France. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Because they like slept in like the in Paris in like one of the parks or something.
My
like that.
girlfriend made me watch those, and I liked them. They were good.
It's all dialogue,
Yeah.
all of it. Mhm. But yeah, I can't like I've driven to Texas and back from Ohio several times, and I always had to sit in the middle because I'm petite. No, thank you. No thanks. Like I always had to sit on the hump because
You
I
look
was
big. Like I would never think you were petite. I never met you, face to
Thank
face.
you.
I don't
you
think
look
she's
big.
fluffy.
I mean,
Yeah,
not
we're size
big,
2, I'm
like
5'4",
you know what I
so-
mean, like tall. You look tall.
No, I'm like 5'4", almost 5'4". I round up. I always round up with my weight and my height, so
Yeah.
I'm average, I guess. kind of fun size. Whatever.
TD, you're beautiful.
Size.
Thank you. He's like, what?
You're beautiful.
You look
TD.
big. No, okay.
I know. I was like, don't. It's fluffy. We tell the cats they're fluffy.
That's right. We don't say the F word here, do we, Shar?
No.
No, we
no.
don't. Mm-mm. She's thick.
Hey,
Not
Sarah.
here either.
Hey, Sarah. Sarah's under the weather. She's in chat saying hey to everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She had her tooth done, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fluffy
we miss
starts
you.
with F.
I'll punch you in your soul,
starts with
Sarah.
F. Fluffy starts with FTD. Shane says Fluffy starts with F.
Yep. We do
I
not
think
say the
that's a
F
great
word because
topic.
I'm not giving my cats an eating disorder. We don't have time for that.
But he's saying Fluffy also starts with F.
And they definitely have binge eating disorder. Don't you, Shar? Like, she's like staring at me. She's like, don't you dare.
Blast me out. But it's
I'm going to
still
open up the
Fluffy
chat
does
so I
start
can
with F.
interact too. So,
Okay, I am getting ready to upload everybody's pictures now. I have sent them to
Yay.
myself.
do you guys want to know about a guilty pleasure that I've been obsessed with lately?
Yes, please.
Lavender?
Okay, well, no, I like a lot of court and like trials and stuff like that, but I'm obsessed with the Wade Wilson guy who actually like killed those two girls. I listen to his jail phone calls every day.
I don't even know what you're talking about. He killed women? Two girls?
Should look him up because he is.
It's one of the court cases that's going on right now about how he killed those two
they already
girls,
sentenced him to death.
Right.
But he tattooed while he was in prison. He tattooed stitches here, and he's a good-looking guy, really good-looking actually. Tattooed stitches here. He's got a little Swatsy up here.
Oh,
He's got
God.
tattoos all over his face.
I think it says "Why so serious" right here. I'm looking at
across
a picture
his
of him.
neck, his shoulders, like
Well,
everything.
wait a minute. How could I be so out of touch? Go on. I can't believe I feel like an idiot not
The
knowing.
thing is, and
He
I
has
know
like a
you
Joker
probably instantly
mouth.
think like it's his real name. You're instantly thinking Deadpool, but it's his real
yeah,
name for
you
sure.
talking about Ryan Reynolds? Wait a
But
minute.
he looks like a doll. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it, but
He killed
like,
two girls? What a sick freak.
No, literally, he looks like he has a Joker mouth.
Well,
and
when
for
did
no
he
reason.
commit these crimes?
But
What
he
year?
seems like a good guy when his phone calls. I know that sounds so weird. But
Nobody
like,
was that
2019.
God. I'm just joking. That was-
I mean, he puts on a good act. I gotta say.
oh man.
I know.
Well, when did he kill these girls? What year?
2019.
Yeah,
Oh.
not too long ago, but not like. But I mean, his parents had him when he was 13. They were 13 or 14. Like, I mean, you're set up for failure, kind of. You know, when your baby's having babies. I guess I don't know.
Well, you never know which way this show's going to go, do you?
I know. We're talking about travel, and all of a sudden we're talking about killing.
Well, I just want to talk
Well,
about my
we
guilty
start-
pleasure right now.
We started talking about travel, and it turned into Ted's Bunny travel stories.
Well, I might have to go. I want to go interview him, so I will travel to go see him because I really do. He's in Florida, Chance. He's next to you. So.
That movie freaked me out. To his point, man. That movie with Mark Harmon as Ted Bundy, 1986, Deliberate Stranger. It was like a mini series or something.
Wait, with
freaky movie. That's a TV movie. Freakier than any R-rated thing. Maybe not as freaky as like Silence of the Lambs.
Zac Efron? Was Zac Efron?
No, it's like 1986. It was Mark Harmon, who's married to Pam Dauber for years from Mork and Mindy, and he played Ted Bundy. He played Ted Bundy. It's called The Deliberate Stranger, NBC. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. But I think there's another one that was just made recently with I'm pretty sure with Zac Efron.
Probably. I don't keep up with that stuff. I'm not into serial killers and all that stuff. You'd think I would be, but I'm not.
like true crime. I don't care about serial killers per se, but I just want to know. I like human behavior. I want to know why people do the things they do. You know,
right?
Like
that's your profession, yeah.
Well, yeah, and I taught human behavior at Youngstown State University, so like definitely it's a passion of mine. But also the ones that really get to me are like the one guy, Chris, whatever his name was, that like stuffed his little babies in the oil. Like he had no signs or symptoms, none. Like not.
My whole family's law enforcement, so I know way too much about true crimes.
So you're probably sick of hearing it.
No, I've heard it a lot over my life, and I really am familiar with a lot of cases.
Right. And I like watching court. I like law. I like justice. I like watching court trials. You know.
I watch Casey Anthony. I'm dating myself. That goes back to like 2006 or something, or
Did you watch
2012 or something.
Did you watch the recent like a documentary with her?
All I know is she gave favors to her lawyer that Ibanez guy. What's his
They
name?
were together for a while, I think.
Yeah. What
But
the
you know
hell?
what? This document, you know how documentaries can sway you? It made me not hate her as much, I guess you could say. Like, there's a little element of, like, empathy or, like, maybe
Hi,
things
Keebs.
I don't
Hey,
know.
Keebler. But do you think she killed her daughter, though? Do you think she did it?
After this documentary, not really.
Well, but she hid the body? Like someone she knows did it? She protected somebody?
Kind of. Yeah. Like,
Ah.
and the pictures of her out, like, dancing, those were not at the time. You know, people can skew things.
Oh, yeah. You could tell it was like
were-
04 or something. In 06, I
it
think
was
when the crime
a
happened.
different time. So they
Yeah,
were
that.
really trying to peg, like paint a picture of her, you know. But, you know, her dad was law enforcement, and he's from around here. He's from Ohio. So
He threw her under the bus, his own daughter, in the trial.
well, she threw
As I
him under the
recall.
bus with his sexual, like, abuse stuff.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
about that. That's disgusting, yeah.
Yeah,
But it happened.
All righty then. What?
Yeah.
Travel. Let's get back to travel.
Yes,
Oh,
Brittany,
God.
thank God you're back.
You're gonna just
Well,
And I was sitting-
traumatize my nephew.
They're from Florida.
All I know is I was sitting here and we were talking about cute stuff like road tag
You know what?
bingo,
ADHD, it
and I was having fun memories of my childhood. And now I think I might be traumatized.
Let's reverse this.
Yeah, no.
Let's
Yeah.
bring it back.
Please,
Bring it
I've made sweeping
Okay.
statements like all people with tattoos are bad people. I take that back. I said crazy stuff just now.
I
Okay.
got tattoos. You
But
maybe
also, the Wade Wilson guy didn't have those tattoos before he went in. He got those. I think it's like a tough guy, like, persona to, like, scare people away, to be honest.
Yeah, stay away from my rear end, or I'll.
I mean,
you know, yeah.
I have
Exactly.
tattoos.
me too.
I have tattoos.
I have too
Still.
many tattoos.
Danny was right. I came up here because this is not the topic. The topic is travel. Let's do a serial
I have a tattoo
crime
based upon
thing
travel.
next week.
I won't be there for that.
Okay, so travel. Are you guys ready? I'm getting the pictures coming up. I'm
Yes,
like
I'm
sending
gonna
them to myself.
tune into chat too while we're talking.
La, 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 la,
You got a trim, didn't you? TD?
I cut it myself, so I just
That's
trim
what
it all the
mine-
time.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
It's cute.
thanks.
So,
I feel
TD
hot because I just blow dried my hair. So
So,
Yeah.
as a child, did you
Yes.
go anywhere, do any kind of vacation that you're really happy with? Disneyland, anything like that?
Okay.
Fun?
not really. Okay, yes, happy with, but however, it's a fancy butt. My client says, something
A
that's
fancy
very
butt?
It's a fancy butt. Saying however, that's a fancy butt. So my one trip that stands out to me with my parents as a kid was the first time I thought maybe I want to go into social work or like a helping profession or counseling or something, because I saw my first homeless person at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. eat a sandwich out of the trash. And I started to cry. And my mom said, "We're going to be here a long time if you cry every time you see that." And I said, "But I want to help him. I want to give him my food. I want to you know what I mean? Like, that was so profound to me. I was like, I think 9 or 10. And it was just me and my parents. And it was such a great trip. And because I love history and stuff. And it was just so much fun. But I didn't know people truly, because I lived in Youngstown. And it's like, if you're homeless, you're not really going to hang out in Youngstown, Ohio. Like, God forbid, go somewhere nicer. But it was my first time experiencing that. And that really stuck out to me as a kid.
You just reminded me of a Star Trek episode, TD. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was called The City on Edge of Forever. I'll be very brief, but for a while, Kirk and Spock were homeless, right? And McCoy, they go back in time. They go through to the Depression era Earth, and there's a bum who winds up getting killed, but he does a very inappropriate thing about the character played by, what is this audio?
Sorry.
Played by Judith. Dynasty. Help me out, Shane. Who was the
Judith
bitch?
No.
I said a bad word. The in Dynasty, Joan Collins. Joan Collins
Gotcha. Yes.
played like a social worker helping the homeless. And
I didn't
Kirk
know they had like real life scenarios like that in Star
they
Trek.
did. Oh yeah, they did a Vietnam analogy. They did all sorts of stuff with real life. Anyway, in that episode, my point was just there's a very inappropriate line they got away with. A couple things in that episode written by Harlan Ellison. One is first time he said hell on TV. Kirk says, "Let's get the hell out of here" at the end.
Really?
Before that, there's a bum. They call him a tramp in the credits. And, Edith Keeler, played by, I forgot her name again, Joan Collins, is trying to help these people, like, in the mission, feed them and stuff. And he says to Kirk, this bum goes, "If she really wanted to help a fella in need, she'd," he goes, "Shut up." And Kirk cuts him off, from saying something inappropriate. You know what I mean? Like sexual. They got away with one in that episode. It's a classic
Interesting.
episode.
It's a little tongue in cheek, a little like.
And then he wants, and this tramp that made that inappropriate comment winds up stumbling across McCoy, who's drugged out of his mind, Dr. McCoy, when he overdosed in an accident on the ship. A quarterzine, the bum gets his phaser, not knowing what it is, and he like kills himself with it. He like hits a button and he
I'm
incinerates
shocked
himself.
that Joan Collins was in an episode of Star Trek.
Yeah, and she was in a Space 1999 and 75. All the geek stuff. I'm a big geek, you know that. Sarah too.
But I love her. Like some of my Barbies were like based on her characters.
She was so young. Yeah, that was 1966 in Star Trek.
Wow.
And then Dynasty started in 81, many years later,
I used to
1981.
watch it with my mom, like when I was really little. Yeah.
If you really want to help a fella, in need, she'd shut up. What does Kirk say? Not shut up. He goes quiet. And he goes, and he goes, shut up. Like the guy keeps trying to persist with his okay, I've said it.
So was that like on prime time though? Were they allowed?
Yeah, NBC. Thursday night.
Things just
season
changed
1.
and changed as like time went on. Like, as like stuff was allowed. I remember I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons because it was like bad and they swore sometimes. And like Roseanne, I wasn't allowed to watch that.
The Fox network got away with a lot. In the late 80s when it started, like 86, 87 with the Joan Rivers late night talk show opposite Johnny Carson.
I love Joan Rivers. I don't care what anybody thinks. I
Tracy Ullman, and then The Simpsons, they really did. Married with Children, hello. I mean, that really crossed the boundaries.
And he's from Youngstown, by the way.
Yeah.
But Ed O'Neill, yeah.
Same time that Jerry Springer hit the scene, around late 90s, early 90s.
Yeah, he was also a politician for Ohio.
Yeah.
Like Jerry Springer was a politician for Ohio too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was the mayor.
Yep.
Yep.
Sorry.
Well,
we got off track.
Good night, Esmeralda. Yes.
Good night, Esmeralda. And on that note, did y'all see you down there? His brother and him did a road trip from San Jose, California to Detroit. He said it was a fun trip. I'd like to know more about that.
I just went to Detroit like probably 6 months ago for the first time.
Night, Esmeralda.
Okay, Yu is a guy I work with. I might have to bring him up on panel. That's Jeff.
Oh, nice. Well, why is his name Yu?
It's always Yu. Yu. He's been that for weeks. Jeff, give me a yes in the chat if I can call you and bring you up or send you a link to come up. Just don't turn your camera on, Jeff, and tell us the story.
Wait a minute. Music and Fun said that Married with Children are it's coming back as an animation.
It is. Yes.
Animated. That's
prime time. I saw the pilot.
Interesting. Tell us about it.
Huh.
It's amazing. It looks really good. I saw just a few scenes
of
the pilot.
Check that out for sure.
Guys, I gotta run, but my computer's I'm gonna come right back. And I hate this because my position is so cool. I like being on the top row next to Chrissy.
Okay.
So I don't know where I'll be.
I will put you in the middle.
Oh look, but I gotta shut my computer down, come back. Something's goofed up. I can't comment in the chat. I can't do nothing. But I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll
bring you back up.
All right.
It's okay.
Bye, Esmeralda.
Bye, Esmeralda.
Well, before he could get a little bit into it, the
Go ahead,
rebirth
Shane.
of the Married with Children animation thing. Last I heard about it is they're supposed to be in production. It's supposed to go through, and the original actors are supposed to come back and do the voices.
That's awesome.
That's the last I've heard about it.
How well?
It'll
I mean,
probably
after
be next year before we see it.
I think Sons of Anarchy was the last thing. Or no, she's the voice of Futurama, right? In Futurama or something?
Yeah, she's Leela.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay, wait.
But I think one of the concerns about is getting what's her name? Kelly, getting her back because she's going through an illness right now.
He had
So
breast
she might be on the fence.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, but did you watch her series, like Dead Like Me or whatever it was? It was really, really good.
Still.
I remember a series she did. Did check it out.
It was fantastic. Like, and of
Yeah,
course she's
Christina
Anchorman.
Applegate.
No, wait, was she Anchorman? No.
Yeah,
No.
she was an Anchorman.
Was she?
Yeah, that was her.
Christina Applegate, yes. I loved her when I was little too. Her and
Who didn't?
girl from Who's the Boss? Who played Sam.
She's also on Charmed.
Yes, what is her name?
Alyssa Milano.
Alyssa Milano.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That leftist.
I love
nut
Thank
job.
you, Danny.
I wasn't fast enough.
No, you
Oh
got it,
yeah,
Danny.
she
Thank
wasn't
you.
Bad Moms. You're right. Christina
Bad
Applegate.
moms. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up some pictures, and I'm gonna pull up whoever's pictures they are because they actually finally came through. So if I show your picture, speak,
Speak.
because they all came in one email, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't do it that way, but I don't know. Yeah.
Wait,
thank
wait,
you,
when's
guys.
your birthday, Wajamin?
Before you
When's
do
your
that,
What's that?
before you do that, Chrissy, can you unpin the comment so they can be seen better?
Yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna have to get
You're welcome.
yeah, I'm gonna have to get more co-host thingies.
Yeah, I can try. I don't really know what to do.
Yeah, Sarah's my only co-host, so and she's in the chat. So
I'll be the co-host with the mostest.
I'm gonna just upgrade my StreamYard
Well-
and have multiple co-hosts, so I can cover if Sarah's sick or I'm sick or somebody else is sick. But here we go. So if I play your picture, say that's me, and I'll put you up on panel.
Or we
okay?
could just let people guess and see who it was.
Okay, there you go.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's really just supposed to be funny.
I was just gonna say that was
Not
a magazine
really.
photo.
It's not really a real one. I was being silly. That was Chrissy being silly.
That's so cute though.
I know, right? I had to share it. Like it was just two adorbs. So okay. Ready? Okay. Who this be? TD.
Okay, can I point out that my Barbie was like next to me, and I was sunbathing indoors at a Howard Johnson probably with my Charlotte or my strawberry shortcake like little like bathing suit on. My parents probably had a blast. They were like done having children, and here I come, like singing and dancing and like full force, staying up late.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, I think I was a travel diva, TD, total destiny. Get it?
Are you ready for the next one, TD?
Yes.
Bio.
Okay, so I don't know if anyone's been here, so speak up if you have. But the Sandblast Islands off of Panama, it's the most amazing and beautiful place. But the Kuna Indian have their own island where they live and go to school and work, and they also are a safe haven because with a lot of cultures around the area, for some reason, like albino individuals and transgender individuals are not accepted. So they accept them. So it's a Kuna Indian and then a ton of trans and albino individuals who are just loved and accepted no matter what. So on this island. So it's really, really unique. But these little kids don't see a whole lot of white people. So they were really like just so enthralled with the fact that I had like color in my tattoo. Because a lot of if they have tattoos, it's just very like henna colored or like, very basic. So they were asking if they could pet it. So they're petting my leg and trying to wipe it off too. They thought it was
because you're translucent.
Yeah, exactly. If I was any whiter, I'd be clear. Although I was very tan there because the Sandblast Islands. So you go out to this island. It is so remote. It's bucket bath. I mean, like for real. Sleep with the nets. Like there's nothing, no responsibilities. It's the most relaxed I've ever been in my whole life because I would just be in a hammock and read. And I would start my day by scuba diving, like going and snorkeling and like looking at like sea cucumbers and starfish. I mean, there's not even like enough like land to run if you want to work out. You just have to just be and exist and eat the food that they make for you, even though I'm vegetarian, so it's really just mixed vegetables and beans all the time. But sometimes they would sneak me beer because it's hard to get. They'd be like, "Here you go, cerveza," like it was really sweet.
Aw.
But it was like $20 a night. So that was everything they like cook for you. So I don't eat meat, but like my husband eats like seafood. So they would come catch crab or lobster, show you, you pick it, and then they cook it for you that night. Like it's like so like farm to table. I mean ocean to table kind of stuff. Yeah, but they were so sweet, and they like run around their little gutchies, their little undies and stuff, and so that yes, they're painting my leg, like trying to wipe. They said, "Can I wipe it off?" I was like, "You can try, but it's not going to work."
That's cute.
Yeah,
That's so cool too.
yeah, they were awesome. There's a lot of transgender and albinos too.
Yeah, in some cultures, like albinos are ostracized because they're like touched by God or touched by the devil or the equivalent.
It's
So,
just crazy to me to even fathom. It's just crazy. I mean, I know it's a religious thing, but at the same time, like you can't help that. Like we have albino deer here in Youngstown. They're magical.
yeah, it seems. Yeah, it's just different. Like if somebody's different like that, it's unusual. Then they're trying to think of a reason why that might be. So
yeah, which it's a genetic mutation, and that's it.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. But before we knew that, we'd probably think it was quite weird as well. We'd be trying to think like, oh, that's really different. How did that happen? That must be like a supernatural thing.
Yeah,
It's so unusual.
Yeah, maybe it's like a family type. Because like to me, when even younger, people were people, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's
Yeah.
just But yes, so that's that. I think there's another picture from that same trip. I think when I was like giving them like snacks and toys. I think I brought them over. Like I snuck them on the canoe and gave them like little stickers and stuff. I think I put another one in there. I'm not sure. Maybe.
That's amazing, TD. So what other things like? Okay, I've got another one. Are you ready?
Yes.
Bam.
Okay, so this was in Nigeria. I went on a mission trip in grad school. They chose 2 social workers. So one was me, and then the other person was my friend Ginny Naples. But so this was a vigilante who, because we weren't allowed to go anywhere without being guarded and protected. So this was one of the guys. You see his rifle? It's almost as tall as me. On his hands. Yeah. So also what's kind of funny is, so I had a friend that was a fashion designer for Baby Fat, like Fat Farm, Baby Fat. And we had to wear plain stuff, but I didn't have anything plain as a crossbody. So my purse is Baby Fat. So in Africa, and I have the shiki on, but this was in the village was called Dikenefai, and it's like right by Lagos, and we did like a medical mission trip, which was amazing.
So tell us more about that.
Okay, well, I didn't know I was pregnant, so my son had a yellow fever vaccine, anti-malaria meds, other vaccines because I didn't know, hepatitis, all this stuff. And the anti-malaria med I took was the one that Trump said would cure COVID. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
people didn't know.
and that's why I never got it. I don't know. No.
Right.
But so what's funny too is, so we always had to have somebody with us to guard and protect us. But the one guy that from the criminal justice program at Youngstown State, he came on the trip too. He was from there, so he like led us around. We went to mass probably 5 times that we were there, all this stuff. But it was funny because I'm like, so I can't, the gym was so rinky-dink. It was like a bench and 2 little barbells, and I have to work out or else I'll lose my mind. So I was like, well, can someone go and run with me? They're like, no, I can't see him running with this big old rifle. But another funny story is that, so I'm a huge Steelers fan, and I saw all these T-shirts on these kids that it was from the Super Bowl, but it wasn't the winner. I was like, wait a minute, that's not even the. But you know how they make the shirts? They pre-make them, so they don't want to waste them, so they send them to Africa. So these kids don't even know. They don't care, So it's like all the losing teams pretending to win the Super Bowl. which is really funny because I'm like, wait a minute, the Steelers won that year, and they're like, okay, like
Steelers are playing now preseason against Miami.
Well,
They were
I know
losing.
the Browns lost.
It was one possession. It was a one possession, like 6-3. Let me look at the score.
Off track.
That doesn't count. Doesn't matter.
Thank you, Jen.
9-3 against the Bills. Bills, my bad. I don't know why I said Miami. Bills are winning 9-3.
Chance, calm down. It's preseason. Nobody cares about preseason.
Exactly.
No, we don't care about that. It's like the ketchup. It's like the ketchup water before the ketchup. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Of course, the Steelers are 0-2 in the preseason, so yeah, that's the ticket. Don't worry about it. You're right; it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Do they even have a quarterback?
You know what?
Really.
Too soon. Anyways, don't even get me started with Ben. We really miss him. But anyways, okay. So another really cool thing was that when we first got there, they were so like welcoming and everything. But we got to see the kids. They don't know where the spring like originates, but they get their water from they put their buckets on their head and they like walk it, and they're the happiest kids on the planet, and like they are just living life, and they don't have a lot of money, but they would want to bring us stuff. So what they would bring is like stuff they could grow at their home, like some bananas that grow on a vine, not a tree, I learned. But these bananas tasted like so unmodified and different, like you can never have a banana like that again. It's just like so true and fresh and like just original, and it was just the best fruit ever. But it was hard being vegetarian there, I gotta say. They had sugar-free Red Bull though, so, for some reason. And I had a lot of sweet potatoes, a lot.
I'll never do Red Bull again. I got so wired. I thought I could like skate across the swimming pool.
Wings, like gives you wings, right?
Yeah.
Well, they had it in Nigeria, which was really weird. So my poor son, I didn't know I was pregnant, so he had some of that too. But it was funny because I was nauseous, but I thought it was because they don't have roads in some areas. So you're just in this van, just like just going. And I was like, man, I'm getting nauseous from this driving. No, I was pregnant and I didn't even know it. So.
Oh.
Yep. And yes, if my son was any whiter.
Morning sickness.
But I asked my doctor, I'm like, so like, is a live yellow fever vaccine going to hurt the baby? He's like, 30 years, never been asked that. Let me look into this. I'll get back to you. I was like, okay, good. Because also there's a hepatitis vaccine. And I think there's like a lot. There's a lot. But he's fine. He's great. You saw him. You guys saw him.
A lot of hepatitis going around.
Not in this kid.
Like Pamela Anderson got it. I was like, what the heck? But I guess I could understand. But man,
I'm surprised like they let people know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's interesting. But so that's
Thank you, Dad.
And it's the longest flight I've ever been on, and I mean a long flight, like 20 hours or something.
Are you ready for the next picture? Whoever it belongs to, speak
Yes,
up or
I'm
forever
ready.
hold your peace.
Let's see.
But I'm missing one, so I'm still gonna search for it. But yeah, so we're gonna go with this one right here while I still try to figure out what
Can I
that one.
ask Shane, who's your team? Who's your football team?
Raiders.
oh,
Okay, I'm
Oh,
okay with the
you're
Raiders.
like my dad. You're a Raider.
Raider Nation,
fan.
baby. Till it dies.
Raider
Yeah, I'm
Nation.
okay with the Raiders. Although
My
if
dad's
I
a
didn't
Raider
like
fan.
Steelers, I think I'd like the Lions from watching the receiver series I just watched on
I'm a Bears fan.
the Bears.
The Bears. Since
Bears.
the late 70s, I've been a Bears fan because I got to play Barbies with Walter Payton on a first class aircraft.
R.I.P.
Going
my
to Pittsburgh.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. The
it was
Bears.
cool. Yeah, the Bears. So the Super Bowl shuffle. No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
right. What do you got? What do you got like that, Raiders? Oh, nothing. You're too new.
Aw, Shane. All right. So
we just got one of the greatest coaches that ever lived and had a small dynasty and had a football game made after him now until forever.
Who's the coach?
How many of y'all's coaches still have football games made in their honor that are
Still
made to visit? John Madden.
Oh.
That's
Right.
all we've got.
Let's see
And
this.
no
picture.
defense,
Oh,
no offense.
I don't even know.
We got a brand new stadium though.
Did you watch
that
the Receiver series on Netflix? It's really good.
we got a brand new stadium that we don't deserve, but
It is nice though. It's very nice, actually.
it's beautiful.
And I like your logo.
Too bad it's never going to see a championship trophy from the Raiders in it.
Hey, this might be your year. You have to act like a Browns fan. This is your year. This might
See,
be
the beauty
A Browns
of being,
fan?
the beauty of being a Raiders fan is we expect disappointment. And that makes it so fun.
Same
It's
with
the
the Browns.
fan base and the family.
Yeah.
I everywhere I've been, I've met at least one Raiders fan. And when I took a trip out to
Excuse me,
Oakland,
I'm confused. Where are the Raiders at this week?
Oh, they're
Are they with
settled now.
Oakland and
I
they're
was-
in LA, or where are they at now?
they're in Vegas.
Oh, now they're in Vegas. Okay.
Oh, they're traveling. They're traveling. That's how
Well,
it
no, I
pertains
mean, like,
to
we're-
No,
the-
No.
They moved
It
Browns.
was an
They keep
issue
getting
about
fired
it was an
state.
issue about the 49ers getting Candlestick Park, getting their new stadium, and there was always problems with the negotiations between Oakland and LA. If the Raiders could get a new stadium, they were going to go back to LA when the Chargers came up, but they wanted them to share that stadium. Like, oh, we'll eventually get you a new stadium, and Vegas said, "Hey, we got you," so they went to Vegas. And
So-
I don't blame them at
You know
all.
what's funny is that the
And
owner.
now before every football game in Vegas, when the Raiders get ready to play, you can see Corey perform some magic.
Corey's Comedy Channel.
Corey's Comedy Channel. Let's all give Corey a shout out. We love Corey.
Yay! We
Yeah,
love
he's a good
Corey.
guy.
Is he a big fan?
I
We
don't
don't
know,
know
but
that.
he does magic.
He's in Vegas. That's the connection.
He's in
Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh yeah.
So the
Okay, so
owners
whose
of the
picture?
49ers actually
Whose
live in
picture is
Youngstown,
this?
That's pretty.
but It's
That
beautiful.
looks like that could be St. Simon's Island, Georgia, but I don't
that's
think
me.
it is.
Sorry,
That's
That's
you.
me.
Ooh,
Okay, so I'm.
Lonnie.
do
Okay,
apologize. I
Limey.
was off screen for a moment.
It's okay. Are you ready again?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Are you ready? We'll all hush so you can speak.
Okie dokie. So I'm just trying to find, because I've answered all the questions, and I'm just wondering which. Okay, so because are we doing questions, or we just talk about photos, or?
Go ahead and tell us about the photos, your trip, your venture. Everybody got the questions, but I don't think anybody's prepared to answer all of them. I don't know. Is
Oh.
everybody in the chat like
Oh, because I
their
answered all
homework.
the questions. So
perfect?
so
Go
anyway,
ahead.
It don't matter because we won't get through but like one.
No, Limey can get through his.
pageant answers.
Limey could get through his. Go ahead, Limey.
So
go ahead.
this is a lotus pond in China. So I went there in about 2008 to visit a friend of mine who was teaching English as a foreign language out there. So we saw the terracotta warriors and went to the Great Wall of China and went into Beijing, into a famous food shopping alley there. And you can see like seahorses on sticks and various parts of animals that we don't necessarily eat in the US and the UK. So yeah, but yeah, this is like so just amazing pretty. So, and yeah, that stone there is so white, but that's a lotus pond. I also had lotus root when I was in a restaurant in there to eat, which was really nice, kind of crunchy.
Ooh.
Ew.
Yeah, no, it's very nice.
Limey, what are those trees? Did you already say those aren't like weeping willows in the background?
then I mean, I don't know for sure, but I would guess
Those
they're
are
willows, but
weeping
it's,
willow trees for
they're
sure,
willows.
and then
Yeah.
that's a lotus pond.
I wouldn't expect China first, like my first thought. It's
I
beautiful.
know.
Yeah.
Those are weeping willow trees, and that's definitely a lotus pond
Yeah.
with some high level clover in the back left.
How,
Which is
how
supposed
close
to
is
be
it
good
to
luck,
the Great
right?
Wall of China? How close is it to the Great Wall of China? Not even. I mean, like, how big is China? I don't know. In terms of a U.S.
China's
state,
huge. China's huge, but a lot of it's desert. But there are obviously some places where it was previously desert, but now people live on. So I don't know if it's like Australia, because Australia's a lot of desert and people kind of live on just on the periphery. I don't know
Right.
if China's the same, but yeah,
Interesting.
it's really hot and a lot of desert and reclaimed desert as well. Actually, think about it. So
does anyone on the panel know if is it as big as the state of Texas, for instance, or
Oh,
is
no,
it
it's
bigger
huge.
than that?
Yeah,
so it's bigger than several
yeah,
states.
yeah. I don't know how it compares to America.
China is pretty close to 4 times the size of the United States.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
of the
I was gonna
population. That's
say-
a dumb question because it's the biggest population of any nation in the world. So
yeah, but
that's a huge terrain.
India's just recently overtaken China.
I didn't know that. That's
yeah,
great
just recently.
information.
India's taking over everything.
They
including
breed like
Mexico.
crazy, and that's fine. I mean, but they do. I see it.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just saying India's taking over everything, including the top 10 of YouTube. But I mean, it is what it
Yeah, I
is.
mean, when you've got that, well, you've got like 1 in 6 people on the whole planet are in India,
all
and then the other
three
1 in 6 are in China. Then yeah, that's gonna happen just by
They're
sheer weight
happy.
of
They're happy
numbers.
buggers in India, and that's for
And they
sure.
support each other.
They limit you to 1 child per household or something. 1.2.
Well, they
children.
did that in China, and that was for the Han people, but the Han people make up
India,
like 90%.
anything goes. Sorry, I'll shut up. I keep interrupting.
The one-child policy was for the Han Chinese in particular, but the Han Chinese make up like something between 95 to 98% of Chinese anyway. So yeah, and they did recently stop the one-child policy. There was some horrible outcomes of that, including which things I won't talk about. Actually, think about it. But yeah, one-child policy is a complete disaster. It didn't work, as can be demonstrated by the continued growth of the population even under that policy. But this is beautiful.
What would they do, man? Hey, do you have any intel of like what would they do? Like a family that, oh, you're pregnant. What are we gonna do? We're violating the government. Would they terminate? What would they do?
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of thing I wasn't going to get into. But yeah, that's basically if you've got a one-child policy, then that's exactly the kind of thing that would have to happen. I don't know about access to reproductive rights either. So, but like, I mean, China was really, really poor. So since like, say, 70s or 80s and going more towards a capitalist model, then the average wealth of the country has exponentially increased, but you've still got an awful lot of people that are in subsistence farming. But there's a huge growth of middle class, and similar things happened in India as well, only earlier. So you've got average wealth of the country has greatly increased, and the population. So as a global economic market or system relies on consumption, then obviously the biggest countries are going to win out eventually.
Aren't they going to like take over Hong Kong? They're like at war.
Well, China at the moment's got its eyes on Taiwan, but that's because of their chip production. It's like a ridiculous number of high processing chips are in Taiwan, which is one of the reasons why they passed the Chip Act in the States to bring some of that manufacturing back in house and not be reliant on Taiwan, which China are currently itching to invade. There's always been tension there, but China are trying to like flex the muscles a bit and see what they can get away with. So yeah.
You know so much about the Far East. It's amazing.
Well,
this one guy I saw on TV back in 2006, it cracked me up. I think he was trying to be entertaining. He was on CNN Headline News, and he was like a hard right guy, but he goes, I'm convinced every Chinese restaurant in America is a sleeper. CELL, you know, and I think he was trying to be entertaining, but I was like, what? Anyway.
Yeah, well, there were actually kind of like I don't know, like Secret Service or whatever, but Chinese people in other countries, the US and UK, setting up what they were calling like Chinese police stations or some nonsense, but it was all basically like espionage and stuff. So the thing is, like every country does it, the UK does it, the US does it. It's just a question of what, how within the supposed rules these people are sticking. So, but yeah,
you guys are so informed. Your media is so much better than they are here. Like fair, like
our media's pretty awful as well. It's just the thing is, like with the internet now, as long as your internet's not completely censored, then you can learn anybody can learn anything. So
China, they cut off the internet. Getting back to China,
yeah, and like in the when you had the Arab Spring uprisings in the Middle East 15 years ago, you see a graph of the internet use, and they pull the plug and the whole. I mean, some of these countries, the internet connection is one cable, so it's not that hard to do.
That's interesting. And of course, hey, thanks to China, we had, COVID-19. We got to be honest. I mean, sucks. Whatever. We're talking about travel. Is Chrissy still there?
yeah, she's still there.
All right.
Yeah, so China's great. And it's such an opportunity because there's nowhere I would go there if we didn't have a friend who was there. Not only that, but she was fluent Chinese.
How long were you there, Limey?
We were just there a couple of weeks because it was holiday. But
nice.
because she's in a university, and even though she's living there, a lot of other people there will just make like a passing attempt to speak Chinese. So we're in a restaurant, and my friend orders, and like the waitresses' mouths drop open because there's somebody in even though they're a university town with English people there, none of them really make that much effort to speak Chinese. So she could read the menu, order, and the girls are just like all smiles, and we get an extra little bit of service because she's made the effort. So yeah, it was great.
People don't realize.
So were you there like during Skyfall?
Sorry?
No, never mind.
He's saying, were you there during softball?
Skyfall, you know, the James Bond movie filmed in China.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
Skyfall, one of the best.
Skyfall, no,
Yeah.
no. So
No.
like I say, it was about 2008. So,
I have to make somebody laugh with all this torture.
so
Okay.
the number one question was a hidden gem discovered in travels and story behind finding it. So
Right.
in China, we were just walking through one of the main shopping streets, and there's like, I don't know if you guys know what a porter cabin is, like a temporary kind of like small little shack kind of thing. And there's a single woman in there with a kitchen table and a mini mangle for making pasta. And I had, what was it? Cold, spicy, sour Mongolian soup with dumplings. And it was just really nice food because it was homemade. And there's literally just one table and 4 chairs, and then her kitchen table for making the food and stuff. And again, my friend, because that would have been for locals, but my friend being fluent and everything, we all sat down there, had some nice food. And the reason we found it is because there's all kinds of different tofu in China, and they have one called stinky tofu, which is like fermented, and you can smell it from like 2 streets away. And even I haven't got a great sense of smell, and I can smell it. And one of the party was really sensitive to smell, so we were trying to like take a detour, and that's how we found the porter cabin, and then had a really nice meal in there. So yeah, that was the hidden gem in China.
I love Chinese food.
And again, it's different when you go there because like we have anglicized Chinese food and anglicized Indian food, so it's quite different when you go there. Lots of dim sum and what's it, Bao buns, I think is how you say it. But yeah, it was really cool.
That's cool.
And you ask what things are in the menu, and they go, we don't know. Like there's a item on the menu called Trash of the Sea, and it's just because it's got all sorts of seafood, and then you don't really know what you've got, so you eat
Whatever's
through it,
in the kitchen.
Yeah, you find it. And one of the Chinese guys was laughing with me and saying, you know, there's a thing in China that we like, eat like all of the animals, sort of thing. So waste not, want not. But yeah, it's really cool.
Nice, interesting
Okay,
choice.
Limey, what is this?
Now this is they're either called dogs or lions, depending on who you ask. And this one, let me just get me, because I took a long time like researching what the objects were. So this is a female lion or dog, and it has its child underneath its paw, the front left paw. And this is to symbolize like fertility and the circle of life. And it's called a yin lion because that's the side of the yin yang that's for feminine. So there you go. And that was just like a statue outside a temple. We went to a lot of temples and things. So yeah, that's a statue at one of the temples.
What all did you do there, though? I mean, you go to a lot of museums. I mean, you described a lot of what you did, but I mean, like, is there anything else you did that you may not describe?
We went to a couple of temples, and then we also went to the Forbidden Palace. So the old emperors, you know, we were walking across Tiananmen Square where they had, you know, the tank facing that guy down with the shopping bag in 1986, I think it was. And we went to the Great Wall of China, and we went to see the Terracotta Warriors, which they're still excavating warriors. There's crews there from all around the world, painstakingly going through and, you know, revealing these statues, which is amazing because each one is different. Like they were all individual, and there's like loads of. They haven't finished finding them yet.
Are there a bunch of pandas everywhere?
No, I didn't see any pandas, unfortunately. But no, I mean the thing is though, we were in like a suburb of Beijing, I guess you'd call it, called Yangzhou, and we got off a bus one time, and a Chinese man was just gobsmacked. His jaw fell open. He nearly walked smack into a lamppost because there's like 5 or 6 white people here, and nobody's ever seen anybody other than Chinese people before. So,
well, hell, and they go back. Those dynasties go back a lot of years. I mean, centuries.
There's like there's a shop in Japan that's got a history of over 1,000 years old, because the culture's that long and they've had written records for that long. They can prove that the shop's that old, which is just mind blowing.
Man, they could be your best friend, your worst enemy, I can imagine, because they play the long game. You know, they have spy balloons everywhere. I mean, they are on their game, man. I mean, they scare me, man.
Well, the spy balloons, some of those will
in terms of the government. That
exactly. And that's the thing that I was trying to think is like the people aren't the government.
You cut off the internet, people,
because the British government's awful, but there's actually some nice people that live here. So
that's true. Hey, that are under the thumb, under the boot, right? You know, right.
People aren't the government, so.
We welcome those people,
so it's
man.
definitely an experience. And when I got back, as I said, I'd taken loads of photos. I researched them all. I found this really cool website where you could freehand draw a Chinese character, and it would try and guess what was the English translation. So, you learn about like the tonal language. There's 5 tones when you speak Chinese. So the same word can mean, I think it's 5, death, and bat, depending on whether it's got an ascending, descending, or neutral tone. So really interesting.
TD. She said in chat, I'll be back. Speaking of food, I'm ordering my son Papa John's. I thought she was going to get some Chinese. Now I want some Chinese food, man. Fried rice, man. Yeah. Fried wonton.
So there you go. So that's my waffle for question 1.
No. Okay, Lemmy, what's this one?
That one is in the UK, in England. So that is near Great Yarmouth, which is on the east coast. Sort of if you look at the UK, there's like a hump on the right-hand side, and this would be at like the top of the hump. So this is a guy, I don't know what you'd call that. Like there's a sail there, and he's on a sailboard, I guess. And then there's the
parasailing.
The what? Sorry,
parasailing. Parasailing or
they call it parasailing here.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. And the wind turbines in the background there are on a sandbar, and if you go out, you can go out in a boat there, and there are loads of seals seal colony. And I don't think on that one, but on one of the other sandbars. And I was walking along the beach one day, and this seal was in the shallows, and it kept pace with me walking, and would disappear. And it would pop up again, look at me, keep pace with me for a bit. And it just kind of went side by side with me while I'm walking in the sea for ages. And then I found this random pub, went in there and had a pint of strawberry beer, come out again. And the seal was there like it'd been waiting for me. And then we went all the way back up the beach again together. It was so cool.
Oh, yeah, they do
they're
that.
Like little sea dogs. Honestly, they're so curious.
They're protectors. They're kind of like pit bulls of the sea.
Okay. Yeah, because I've heard like sea mammals rescuing people from drowning and all sorts. But yeah, like you'd just be sitting on the beach sunbathing, and one will pop up and just look at you and go, "Oh, you're boring," and then you see it disappear again. But yeah, they're so curious.
What's the water like? It looks kind of dark, or is that just a camera trick? Or
no, it's pretty dark. It depends
Dirty?
on the weather. Well, it didn't used to be, but it is now. The whole British waters are full of sewage, basically. So
it looks dirty, unfortunately. Oh, jeez.
It looks like the Hudson Bay.
It was okay, but it depends on the sand, the weather, and all the rest of it.
I mean, think about it, guys. It just looks like the Hudson Bay. It's not any different than the Hudson Bay.
From Mexico,
the thing is, our seas do not normally look like tropical seas because we're, near the Arctic Circle. Depends on, like I say, the weather and the sand and all of that. But I wouldn't recommend. There was an American come over recently, and I said to them, "I'm not joking. Just don't go swimming in like the rivers, in the sea, or anything."
Like in France in the Olympics, right? Yeah, I mean, even
because the river's not the only place going through it. But we used to have dirty rivers. Then it was all cleaned up, and then they privatized our water. But I think we're the only country in the entire world that's got a fully privatized water system, and that's what happens when you do that. So
so fascinating. I love your candor. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's you say that, but that, like,
at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and go, "Oh, the UK is brilliant," because there's a lot. I live here. I know it's not. But then on the other hand, I appreciate what you're saying, Chance, because some people won't say anything negative about their own country, but that's just silly. So yeah, well, in my opinion, it is anyway.
I agree with you. Interesting. Yeah. Well, it's good. So my eyes don't deceive me. The water is unfortunately dirty with feces or whatever.
At that time, it was fine because this is a few years ago. But now, no. But the reason I can't remember. Hang on a second. This is Hemsby. So what was this one? Hemsby. There we go. And what was question number 5 was favorite place to travel to and why. So the reason I chose this is because this used to be where we'd go for family. Well, we went there a couple of times in family holidays, and I really like it because it's really quiet. There's just beautiful sandy beach there. Oh, that's a completely different photo. Beautiful sandy beaches there. There's not an awful lot going on. It's a small town, but if you walk like a few miles up the beach, you're at a bigger town, and you've got the seals there, like I say, it's just kind of like a traditional small seaside town with not an awful lot going on, apart from the arcades and the fish and chip shop and an amazing beach. And I was going through a really stressful time and thought, I want to go back to Hemsby on my own and basically sit on the beach for a week and make like a rock and not think about much. And that's what I did. I made friends with seals, sat on the beach for a week, chilled out, built some sandcastles, and got some older women walking by looking at me like I was going to set a fire. And I'm like, I'm not making a fire, I'm building sandcastles. And look at me like, how old are you? Flipping 35. And I'm thinking, well, I'm actually 45, but I won't tell you that because you already look disappointed. So yeah, it was a nice holiday. Very nice, very relaxing, just what I needed.
Lime, have you ever been to Hawaii? Have you been in that direction of the Pacific?
I've been I've been to, like I say, I've been to the States a couple of times down south. I've not been to the only place that sort of east is China. I've been to the Middle East and UAE,
right?
Ireland,
no Tahiti, nothing, Polynesia,
I'd love to go to Australia. That would be. I'd like to go everywhere I haven't been, basically. So
cool, awesome, man. That's amazing. Those pictures are so interesting.
Yeah, I got a lot more, but I was just trying to find a couple rather than overload BBV with them and bore you all to death. So,
about the parasail, Lime, you ever seen a movie called Piranha 3D from like 2011?
No, I've heard of Piranha, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, Piranha 3D. Okay, because there was a scene where the girl parasailing and she goes into the water and the piranha eat half her body and she comes up and it's just her torso. And she doesn't even know. She looks down. She's like, like her legs are in the ocean. Yeah, watch it with Al Hardy. I'm sorry. I got it right here somewhere.
I love the fun memories on this show.
Piranha 3D.
I like that movie a lot.
What movie? What movie?
The Piranha movies.
Oh, the original, right? Piranha.
The original, great, yeah.
The original Piranha, I didn't even get in the water. Like I'd see a leaf at the bottom of the pool, and like I would put my toe in it, and I was like, "Leaf moved, I'm out." Like
I was watching the news yesterday, and some kid caught a piranha in Hartwell Lake, and I'm like, I heard music play in the background, like dun dun dun.
Oh, that's the damn sequel.
Best Piranha movie is The Toy with Richard Pryor.
Yeah, I agree. And the toy goes up the butt, and the big barrel shark came. Hey, no, that's Eddie Murphy.
Can I say something about Piranha movies real quick to Danny Staten?
Sure.
It ain't my turn. But I have on film one nobody has. It's a great Piranha movie. It's called Killer Fish. It was a ripoff of Piranha starring Lee Majors, Margot Hemingway, James Franciscus from Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Bunch of jewel thieves pull off a huge jewel heist, and they stash the jewels beneath a lake, not knowing they're piranha in there. So their dilemma is, how do we get our stash without getting killed? And a big fat guy, not to fat shame, falls into the lake and gets eaten up by all the fish. It's like a mint print. I've been meaning to take that to Al Hardy's house.
Was that like a?
I've been telling them Al and Tom about this film for years, and I keep forgetting. What's that? It's awesome.
Was it like an ABC TV movie?
It was made in Italy, and it's R-rated. I mean, hard R, everything. It was a theatrical release like in Europe. I don't think it might have been released in America. Didn't do well. Killer Fish. It's a heck of a lot of fun.
Maybe I saw. I think I know I saw that movie. It must have been on Mystery Science Theater or something.
Really? Okay, and it was Lee Majors, right?
Yeah, they do a lot of weird movies.
And Karen Valentine's in it. Not Karen Black. The cross-eyed.
It's been a long time ago, but I know I've seen it.
I like that movie, man. It was entertaining. But the original Piranha is much better, of course. And what was that one? Something from the Deep. That was a freaky movie, horror movie. Damn.
Is that Tales from the Deep?
No, it was Amphibioids from the Deep and
Humanoids.
Humanoids from the Deep.
Humanoids from the Deep. That's it.
For some reason I knew you'd bring that one up.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Killer Fish movie. I'm pretty sure cast. Hang on a second. Yeah, from 1979. Lee Majors did a political thriller that same year that I have on film, Mint Print. No one's seen Robert Mitchum, Lee Majors, Valerie Perrine, hot off of Superman as Miss Tessmacher. And man, it's so good. The bad guy stuffed this guy dead in a refrigerator. His body. Oh man, what was it called? It's a political thriller.
Nice.
Agency. Good. Nobody knows about this movie. And Steel with Lee Majors. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to.
Lee Majors the Fall Guy.
Yeah, and $6 Million Man. I mean, I sound like I have like a stiffy for Lee Majors here, but and I have all the Fog Eyes on 16.
Shane, I'm with you.
I have jumped off of the train track. Let me get back on track.
Just gotta say the word piranha and
Killer Fish, man. It's a good movie, man. If you like cheesy horror movies, it's all worth it for the overweight guy getting eaten up by all those piranha. I'm sorry, it is.
Limey, can I get to your last picture so you can tell us the story?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, please and thank you. Go ahead, tell us. Oh God, I know
just
what this is.
Find which question and answer this is. Sorry, bear with me a moment.
Sure.
Is this in an outhouse?
Okay, so this isn't related to my story, but I didn't take any relating to my story because I'm not a great one for taking pictures. But as I mentioned before, I also had the opportunity to go to UAE and visit a different friend. So she was staying in the middle of the desert near Liwa Oasis, which was like a leisure center hotel thing, which was just for family and friends. But she fibbed and said that I was her brother, and that got in that way. So at the side of the swimming pool, which is what this is, there was this, I'm thinking a big looking spider, but like, yeah, quite big. And nobody else wanted to go near it. And I didn't want to see it drown, but also I didn't know if it might bite somebody. So I went and got a see-through plastic cup and was like, I'll just put it over this spider and then put something under it and flick it out of the compound. And a couple of other people that were there, they didn't speak English, were like, no. And I'm like, it's fine. Somebody said it'll jump. And I'm like, well, I'm watching it. It'll be fine. So yeah, I put the cup over it and it reared up on its hind legs. I'm like, swallow the cup. And I'm like, whoa, that thing's angry. And then I did it arm's length.
That's a camel spider.
Yeah, you see, I had this vague thing in my head about camel spiders and they're a bit nasty, but I'm like, it's all right. It's just an animal. It's scared. I'll pick it up. It'll be fun.
You know what? We had great potential to travel together, Limey, but no, no
camel spiders.
Now,
no camel spiders.
I'm not normally one for taking risks, but like I say, I was more concerned about the spider, to be honest, because there's chlorinated water coming up through those gaps, and I was concerned about its welfare.
One can die. It's fine.
So
I don't eat meat, so I don't put my carbon imprint. That spider can die.
Yeah, so anyway, I did flick it out, but there was a bit of a breeze that day and the wall was only waist height. So as I flicked it, the wind caught it and kind of blew it back towards me. And I'm like, ah!
And I'm going to throw up fine.
Now. It was out. And I went back to the pool.
Wait, are they poisonous?
Well, apparently they
will
I
you
looked
from
them up
the
when I
inside
got
out,
home.
TD.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry.
TD, they will literally jump on you, bite you, and eat you and deteriorate your flesh from the inside out.
Okay, God made all creatures, right? Why Why?
I guess things need to be exposed.
And you
of,
want to
so.
save that, Limey? You know how many people you could have
But
hurt?
Limey didn't know what it was. He just was being
Well,
honest.
and to be fair, there was something in my head saying it was a camel spider, but I thought, oh, I've heard stories about these, but they're probably all exaggerated. And
That
also,
was before the app that you just shoot a picture and it's like, yep, don't touch it.
I mean, the thing is, there are other things in the desert that are going to get you, and the people that live there are, used to these things. Because when I got back, there's in UAE, there's a high number of Indian and Chinese people that work there. And when I got back, there was some Indian guys there going, "We can't believe you just did that. That was a camel spider. What on earth?" And I'm like, "It's going to drown."
Wait, I have a question. Do you still check your shoes because I lived in Arizona, like for scorpions and stuff before you put your shoes on?
That's the thing, because my friends' couches, they don't have legs for exactly that reason. That's why all the couches are on the floor, so you don't have to check for scorpions and spiders and stuff. And she did say, check your shoes.
Yep.
I didn't find
because they
anything
pulled like dark spaces. But how about there is in the police blotter here? I still have it. I cut it up because I was laughing hysterically. A woman called the police because a large spider went under her couch and she couldn't find it. I was like, you can do that? You can call the police? I didn't even know. Like when I was younger, I used to just scream. My dad would be like, "Where is it?" Like you just know. But
yeah.
If I ever sound like I'm being raped, it's a spider.
Well, you know what? It's like maybe there was an intruder, but while you're here, I think I saw a spider.
Hey, Chance is back.
Maybe it's a little different in South Carolina, but down here in South Carolina, if you call the police over a spider, there's a good chance the police are going to whoop your butt.
But what if you're like,
yeah, I'm with you, TD. Look,
yep.
I am so serial right
that's
now.
That's like the one thing you have to know about a partner. Like if you can't get a spider, I'm not getting a spider, so we don't work. We just don't work.
It's the deal breaker.
It is.
I just realised as well, I've waffled about this photo, but the question 3 was about most unexpected adventure. But
it is a cool photo.
Well,
I'll give you that.
Hold on. I can't stand spiders. I even wish you'd take the damn picture off the screen.
I know.
Okay, I'll take the picture off the screen, but can Limey
like
please finish?
And you get all
Limey, please finish.
Yeah, so the most unexpected adventure was in UAE, which is why I chose that photo. Well, partly why I chose that photo, but the unexpected adventure was that we went. One of the things we did there was we went out in 4x4s up and down the sand dunes, which was pretty cool. The guy in the truck, he'd like point to something out the window, which there wasn't a lot of. So he'd go, "Look at that bush over there," and we'd look, and we'd just crest the hill and then come back down the other side, and your stomach could be left the other side of the dune. And then we went on a short camel ride. We stopped off at camp where we had food. There was a belly dancer who tried. The only person that she tried to drag on up with her was me, and I was having none of it.
I've taken belly dancing. It's no joke.
I'm like, A, I haven't got a belly, and B, no. So, so I eventually managed to persuade her that I was not coming up, and then me and my friends smoked.
But all you have to do is follow the leader. You just do exactly.
Yeah, no, I like
alcohol.
There's a reason why I don't.
Liquid courage.
There's a reason why I'm not on camera in real life. No, just there was a few.
Well, you have a lot of friends and like a lot of places, so you're doing something right.
Yeah, so me and my friend just laid there smoking on the hookah pipes, or however you say it, the hookah pipes, like flavored tobacco.
Hookah, yeah.
So nice, like all the different flavors and that.
I don't like to smoke them, but I like the smell of them. Is that
yeah. Weird? No, absolutely. When we woke up, there's little tracks around us in the sand. God. No idea what was there, but there was something walking around us at night, like little feet. And then my friend said, "Oh, everybody else was supposed to stay overnight, but they haven't. They've all gone back in their buggies and stuff, jeeps or whatever. But there's a woman over there who does holiday tours, and we went and met her, and she's saying, "Oh, I've got this idea about surfing down sand dunes, and I've got some surfboards. Do you and your friends want to have a go?" And you're like, "Yeah, sure," before breakfast. So it's dawn, drag the boards up to top of sand dunes, surfing down. That's brilliant fun, because if you crash, just really soft, dry sand. So no problem at all. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I would love to ride a camel. That does sound fun.
Yeah, they're really nice as
well. I love they smile.
I say they're really nice. They can get really grumpy, but
they do spit, but they
smile.
But yeah, that was another experience, did you say? So that was my unexpected adventure. It was surfing down sand dunes in the UAE. So.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he really is like James Bond, right?
Mhm.
Buy music and fun, etc. Have a good
I've
walk.
just
Be
been-
safe.
Just been very lucky with knowing
Good
people
night, Adrian.
around the world. So yeah.
That's a
Thank
great.
you,
Wow,
Limey.
you really went for it,
Yeah,
man.
you're
Going
very
to
cultured,
find-
Limey.
Dang.
Just lucky.
For holiday, you get 2 weeks. Hey, our vacation's 2 weeks in your neck of the woods.
You mean
Generally.
holiday?
You'd normally book a week at Easter, a week at
Holiday.
Christmas, and 2 in
Holiday.
summer. But you
That's
don't have
so
to do
cool.
that. You'd
That's
normally
what you-
do that if you've got kids. If you haven't got kids, then it's business needs. So yeah.
I got a friend in Holland, and he's off like every other month or something.
Yeah,
And
well,
you know what? He probably
Those
is very. He
Europeans.
probably has great mental health.
I know. Did I send you any other photos, BBB, or I can't remember? Where's she gone?
BBB.
Gone.
Hello.
Don't leave me up here.
She muted herself.
I'm here.
I
I'm here.
think.
I'm here. I'm
Oh,
here.
thank God for that.
I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
here.
no.
I'm here. That's cute.
Oh,
here,
we're
I'm here,
supposed
I'm here,
to
I'm
send
here.
you pictures?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
You
trying
need to
to
be on
find.
camera. All these people in chat are talking about how great your top looks, BBB.
Oh my god.
Wait, I want to see. Wait, I didn't even see your shirt.
She has a new burgundy top. It's cute.
Ooh la la.
It's a good color scheme.
A burgundy top. Ooh.
I think I've got
Yeah. Isn't that
3
burgundy?
more questions, but I don't know if I've got any more photos. So
Crimson,
pretty
burgundy,
darn cool.
burgundy. It's burgundy. Ron
I
burgundy.
think
I
it's
only see
cranberry.
her logo.
Cranberry.
I think
It's cranberry, yeah.
cranberry. Yeah, or red wine. or
it's
something.
it's a nice cerise color.
All I see is Shane in the middle, making a grumpy
Red,
face.
TD, can you see it? Do I need to?
Let me see.
Blood
Oh, you do look pretty. I like that color on you. That's a
I
great
do
color
too.
on you. And your hair, how do you go from like having wet hair and it looks perfect? Seriously. I think you're lying. You're fooling.
My hair is still wet in the back. Look,
Because yeah, but it looks
Yeah,
so pretty. It looks like so healthy and thick and like just
it's
really.
still wet.
It's like laying
Like-
nicely. It looks so
And I'm
pretty.
trying to like dry it while you guys like. I keep shutting off my camera, and I'm like,
I air dry too. I don't like to use a hair dryer.
I mean, I don't like. That's why I feel so hot because I use the hair and it stays with you. When you use the hairdryer, it's like, ugh, it's killing
Yeah.
me. It's like I'd rather do anything.
I'll get to share the screen. Like, I
I'd
don't
rather
wanna be
take
big.
back videos to like a Blockbuster.
Shane fell asleep.
Shane.
No.
Earth to Shane. Is he
Cheers.
frozen? Is he frozen or
Cheers.
grumpy?
Shane, cheers.
This is turn.
Taking this.
I didn't realize we were supposed to
got a
send
cool set-
photos
you have a
to
cool
you
setup
for
right
this.
there.
I
Oh,
thought you were just finding them off random
I was
people's
trying
social media.
really hard. I was telling Lobo in the backstage, like, Shane didn't send me pics. Do I need pics?
I
from
didn't
Shane?
send
I-
any pictures either, man.
Look at Shane's
Okay.
setup. How cool it looks.
I need to send a photo.
Look
I'm
at
trying to find something.
Send me photos and
I hate to do this while you're live, man.
Keebler. Are you still
Done
with
it
us?
before.
Keebler's with us. She is Keebler. Can you take over right now and tell Chance?
Keebler, your Papa John's will
Tell
be here at
Chance what?
11:21 if you can be in Ohio by 11:21.
Well-
Okay.
You had something to talk to Chance about.
All right, I'll be there. I'm on my way, TD. I'm on my way.
Okay,
When am
great.
I supposed to
The door's
tell
open
Chance?
for you, so just let yourself in.
All right.
I'll
Thank
crack the
you.
beer for you. TD, Keebler, and I are going into a quarter to have a few beers tonight. Just so y'all know.
I'm drinking Stella. Stella.
Stella!
Hers,
Marlon Brando.
Jimmy Jean on the cover of a magazine.
Grace Kelly.
Britta Stair.
Oh,
All right.
I just
Chris
stands on there.
I'm sorry. I just think of
Yeah.
Family Guy when he went to the doctors and he like looks in his stomach. He's like, I didn't eat those items. I don't know.
Okay, well, when I was pregnant with my daughter, her father said to me, "What do you want when I go in the store?" And I was drooling on myself, sleeping on the car because it was a 10-hour car ride. And I said, "Cupcakes." And he goes, "What kinds?" I said, "Hostess." So I was like Homer Simpson, just saying, "Kids, Hostess cupcakes. I don't care. Just bring me Hostess."
Oh, yeah. Hostess with the mostest. Chrissy,
I was pregnant.
think about this. I have a question for later. It's off topic, but you're a Navy gal, veteran. Thank you for your service. I want to know. I don't understand the principle behind the sonar. I know what radar is. Sonar is literally the same principle, is it not? Above sea, below sea. Is
I
it?
can't get it
Is
on.
is it audio? Is
think
it is
about how-
sonar audio waves? Like is
Think
it?
about how bats hear. How do bats hear?
Okay, so bats
don't
here
know.
underwater.
Right.
Radar is above, it's air
That's
frequency,
what I figured. Yeah.
and sonar is below water. So it
Are they
bounces
similar
and
principles?
comes-
Are they
No.
similar principles? Okay.
No. So
Oh.
airwaves are a fraction, way fractions less of what it takes to go through. So like it could go through air and come back in like that fast. Sonar has to travel through the water, and by the time it comes back, it could measure how far it's went, the depth, the perception, the like how big it is.
It's a very abstract
Wow.
concept, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like in
Because
outer
so
space, sound
sonar
takes
goes
forever to
down and
travel.
comes back,
Light.
you could say it's a water bottle, or it's a whale, or it's a Titanic undersea. But with radar, it's just on the air, so it kind of it can bounce off of multiple things, so
Right.
it can go and come back. And but sonar is direct.
It's more accurate. More accurate. Yeah, it's more accurate than radar. Or is that apples to
Absolutely.
oranges?
And
Okay.
it will tell you exactly how big something is, how dense it is, if there's people in it.
That's so cool.
It is
And
cool.
that technology goes back generations. I mean, it's not like new technology. I'm sure
So-
it's been fine tuned, but
Chance, can you do me a favor? There was a movie that I watched one time. I think it sunk my soul into the ocean. And it was right after I got out of the Navy. But I have never had the courage to look it back up. But there was this movie, and I watched it. And I watched it till the very end. And I stood up and saluted the TV before I went to
Aw.
sleep. It was so like heartbreaking. So there was these guys, and they went into a submarine. And anybody in chat, if you know about this, please pop it in the comments. They went into a submarine, and the submarine had a nuclear failure.
Oh.
So the guys were
Oh.
literally like crawling through the nuclear tunnel, and their flesh was burning off.
Oh my god.
But the
wow.
next guy would
Sounds-
come, and he would take it from him, and he would crawl a little bit further. And then the next guy would pretty much commit suicide and crawl a little bit further.
Holy
They
crap.
saved the whole ship. This group of guys saved the whole ship,
Wow.
and everyone
So
was
it's
dying
sci-fi?
from. No,
You ever see
it's
Dawes
real-
Boot?
It's based on a true story.
You ever
Oh
see
my-
Dawes Boot though? Speaking of submarine movies,
I'll look it up.
German.
I'll look it up for you.
Chris, you
Um,
ever seen Dawes Boot? It's a German movie.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
BBB,
So I
is
have-
it K19 the Widowmaker?
I can't say Limey.
Well, it says it's a 2002 American historical submarine film directed and
98, 99, 2000. It would have been
Ah.
around that time. It would have been around
Okay.
that
I'm
time.
It says
really
it's a-
intrigued. I need to watch this now.
Oh no, this is about a Soviet sub.
Not about
It
It is a Soviet sub.
So
This is
Harrison
a Soviet
Ford and
sub.
Liam Neeson.
Would you be talking about one called The Weight of Water?
Don't bring up
No.
Soviet.
So Harrison Ford, Liam Neeson, Peter
Yes.
Sarsgaard. Yeah, so
Yes.
K19 the Widowmaker,
There you
2002.
go. Good job, Limey.
So can I tell you something
Yeah,
positive?
that was
That's a different movie.
So I have a person who's deaf who takes my class sometimes, and he feels the vibration of the hip hop music and knows what to do. Like I'll do like
Yeah.
jump. I'll do like little signs, like like jump and like 2 times, or like run or whatever. And he feels it, and he just does it from watching me and from that, and from my hand cues and stuff. But
Wow,
cool. Yeah.
that is cool.
I have a
Sounds-
friend of mine that actually like spoke sign language in high school, and like I'm like, and she literally played instruments with us, and she would literally put her bare feet on the floor, and
I'm
like
so sorry,
just-
but Anthony from Papa John's is
Yeah.
here. I'll be right back. I'm so
Okay. Hey, Chrissy, there's a Piranha 3D, and I never watched it still sealed. Piranha, the sequel, Double D, like as in DD chest.
I'm
Look.
getting you there.
All
There
right,
you
there's Piranha 3D with the girl bathing, and great cast, man. God. And there's Piranha Double D. I've never seen it, still sealed. But yeah, in the Piranha movie, you had a great cast. Richard
Yeah.
Dreyfuss. I mean, what's that girl's name? Help me out,
Is
guys.
she pretty? Is she
Invention-
pretty? Is she pretty?
And everything. And Elizabeth Shue's in it. That's it. Elizabeth Shue. And the guy who played Doc Brown, and he was in Taxi. Christopher Lloyd is in it. Great, just a good, fun movie. Greg Nicotero from Walking Dead, right when Walking Dead was starting, did the special effects. His team did, and this was filmed in New Mexico. And what's that guy? He's married to. He's on the Talk on CBS. Jerry O'Connell. He's in it, and he plays like a scumbag type. Girls Gone Wild, like videographer, and he gets his. And the funny thing is, well, see, again, you're a family show. I better just hold what I was going to say. Something that happens in that movie. It's very funny. It's just come up. Well, let's just say he gets his manhood eaten off, and he deserved it. His character and the fish spit it out. In 3D. They spit it out. It's so funny. Right.
I'm gonna put TD back up here. TD, go.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Yeah,
it's
pizza.
not brought to you from this podcast. Is not brought to you. How about some guy named Anthony from Papa John's? Just dropped it off. He was super sweet.
Okay, Danny, will you tell us about
I
your
took a look at
trips and
you
your
and thought it was going to
vacations?
be like a fantasy movie, if you know what I'm saying. When you came,
Right.
to the door.
Right.
Or like,
I think my son would really be into that. I think we're gonna check out that movie.
I was
though.
just gonna
like a letter. Sorry,
ask if
Penthouse
Danny
Forum.
had told us about his travels.
Yeah, Danny, please
Yeah.
tell us about your travels.
Go,
You know-
Dana, go.
Go, Danny.
Okay.
Greetings from.
Hey,
You
face
know-
the eight.
I did a lot of traveling in my life. I worked for a wrestling company selling pictures and posters at a very young age. And I spent a lot of time going from city to city and traveling in lots of long
You
riding
always
cars.
learn something new about Danny every
Yeah.
time.
I was in a
That's
different
so
city every night selling pictures and posters, and I got to travel a lot.
That's awesome.
I mean, a lot. And my dad was in the Air Force, and he would take me with him whenever he went to do base inspections in other countries. So I got to go to a lot of different countries too. But for some reason, of all the stories I could tell, because y'all started with the bingo and car rides thing, the only thing I've been able to think about was the vacations we took when I was a child. And I guess because of all the traveling I ever done, the traveling I done as a child, as you know, as a kid, when my parents took me to Ghost Town or Dollywood
Oh,
or
I want to go to
or
Dolly.
Turkey, North Carolina to see the Indian thing they do up there. They got this Unto the Hills play they do. It's real popular up in North Carolina. And I always, for some reason, them are like the really happiest travel memories I have.
And your
Right.
parents probably thought it was nothing special, but like you hold it so dear. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
something that's probably
Ever
something-
since my mom died, I kind of like value them memories more than anything else, I guess.
yeah.
Bless your heart, man.
That's
But
what life is about.
But y'all were talking about playing the
Aw.
bingo games and the card games. I remember whenever we went on a vacation or a trip somewhere, like when we went to Disney World in Florida, and it was like an 8-hour drive. My mom made sure we had the little. I'm old too, from like the 70s. We had the little Walkmans that just come out with that.
Yeah, man.
Where we could listen to our cassette tapes.
That's so cool. Actually.
And mom went to the we go like we took us to like the record and tape store and would buy us like $50
Oh.
worth of the latest tapes out so
Like
we'd
a
have
dream
something
come
to listen
true.
to.
Oh.
And later on they bought us these little Game Boys and a bunch of little games so we could play
Like the little
games
football
or
game
listen
and like
to
the little,
tapes while we're playing games.
Electronics. Mattel
yeah, or like
Electronics
the baseball
handheld.
game. Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
dots on as the
Little
defensive.
Space Invaders and little Pac-Man and
Yeah.
little race car game, you know.
Or like
And-
Space Invaders, yeah. Mhm.
And like I just remember my mom having this humongous Bilo bag, like just slap full of batteries.
Ah, yeah.
So we had
Oh my
plenty of
God,
power
she's so
for the trip
smart.
because we didn't charge stuff in the rooms back
And
then.
they
and all
eat it up so fast. Like the Game Boy would eat like those batteries up so fast.
Yeah. Game Boy
you know how
batteries
prepared-
last about an hour and a half. You got to change batteries.
Do you know how much that took, like to like plan for that? How many kids did you guys? How many kids were in your family?
Oh, I'm from a really, really big family. It was anywhere on vacations. They was anywhere between 3 and 7.
So, like, imagine all of that planning and the money and the of the batteries and how expensive they were back in the day, and like that went into like actually planning that trip. You know?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had really good parents. You know, they took us places all the
It
time.
seems like your dad didn't take no mess though, too. It seems like you like.
No, my dad was in the Air Force, and he would get me in the summers sometime when I was out of school and take me places with him. But I lived with my mom and my stepdad.
Yeah. And was
Well,
that the police officer, your stepdad?
nah, my grandpa was a police officer,
Okay. Hmm.
and everybody else in the family.
Yeah, except for you,
My
right?
stepdad was not a police officer, and my dad was military.
Oh, okay. So, but I mean, that's a lot of discipline though, structured within your family, you know?
Yeah,
Hmm. So, how many girls and boys? How is it mostly girls or boys or both?
I've got 2 sisters,
Okay.
and if you count the stepbrothers, where my mother was married more than once,
Hmm.
I got like 14 brothers.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot of boys.
But take note, my mother married a man who already had lots of children.
There you
Right.
go.
Yeah. So
Lots
never
of
a dull
children.
moment, I bet.
Like 8 is enough. Lots of children.
Right.
That's cool. Are you
Did y'all get
Catholic?
along?
Yeah, do you get along? A good question there.
Well,
Sorry.
I get along with some of my family.
Right. I mean, of course, it's not going to be all moonlight canoes, but that
Well,
sounds fun to me.
you got to remember that lots of my family are police officers,
Hmm.
law enforcement officers, and I'm kind of like Chong,
Black sheep.
like long-haired hippie that listens to heavy metal music.
Yeah.
So it's like Chong, and
Just a little outcast, a little bit. Yeah.
I always been different.
Me too. Me too. So, what was your favorite vacation that you took with your family?
All of them. And most kids would have said Disney,
I
but
hate
it
this.
wasn't Disney to me. It was Ghost Town in the Sky in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. For some
Ooh,
reason, I loved Ghost Town.
is that still a thing?
It was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You'd,
That sounds.
you'd ride this chairlift up to a ghost town and see shootouts and all kind of cool stuff.
Ooh.
They had a roller coaster that went all the way around the mountain. You felt like you were going to die at any minute.
That sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah,
Have
and
you
then
ever seen?
they had another one down in the valley called Frontierland. And the
I've
only
heard
way
of
you
that
could,
before.
and the only way you get to Frontierland, and this was my favorite part, was you had to ride the train.
I
Oh,
remember
nice.
Frontierland. We had one out here in California. You had to take the train.
Yeah, you had to ride that
Yeah.
long train ride out to
Yeah.
Frontierland.
And then once you get in the boats that have like the cheetah print and the zebra print and all that stuff, then you get to go on like the different rides. But you had to take the big train all the way in.
You could pay like $1. You could rent these little pedal
Yeah.
boats and pedal around the lake with the ducks and
Oh, I
stuff.
love pedal
Yeah.
boats. So
Yeah.
have you guys seen the Banksy video Dismal Land? It's like a anti-Disney kind of
No.
like, yeah, it's like a video art piece. It's really, really freaking cool, actually.
Yeah.
Like they're just like on rides,
Disney
like,
now isn't what Disney was.
oh, it's so expensive. I mean, I like Universal. I've taken my kids to Universal.
Me too.
Yeah.
In Orlando, yeah. I
Yeah, I
love
mean,
it.
like Simpsons
All the
Land,
reason
I
I
could
like
spend my whole
Universal-
time in Simpsons Land.
When I became a parent and I was taking my kids to these places, the only reason I liked Universal is because they had the wrestling. They
Yes.
had Monday Night Raw there when I took the kids and we got to watch wrestling.
I love that you say wrestling. I actually looked into being a female wrestler because I thought that'd be really cool. Like last summer, just for the heck of it. There's tons of tryouts, like auditions everywhere.
Yeah.
What about roller derby?
I wanted to be a wrestler till I took like a week of training, and then I decided to sell pictures instead.
It's no joke. But do you watch the cool series on ESPN about like the wrestlers and like their lives where they are now and all that good stuff? They're really
Oh yeah.
done.
I still keep up with it.
Yeah, I really do enjoy there's some of them are freaking sad though. Really sad.
Wrestling is such garbage today.
Oh
I don't know. I
gosh,
kind of
Jake.
like some of the stuff they're doing today in WWE now.
I mean, it's acting. It's acting.
Have you guys heard of King's Dominion Judgment Day? Mike Harper's asking. I've not heard of that or been there. Have you?
But
That's over in Carolina, ain't it? No, for like I-95 or something.
Oh.
Kings Dominion.
But I taught in Arizona,
Harper's in the
so
Virginia
those
area,
stores.
up around Virginia.
That's where
Like
Busch
this-
Gardens is. I've been there.
Oh, I used to go there with my family. That's a great memory with my dad, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad got kicked out of a bar because he let me sip a beer, and they're like, "You can't let your child." He's like, "When in Rome?"
I bet Tom Williams knows about it. I've never been there. Yeah, and when in Rome, indeed.
And then they were mad because I was sitting at the bar. He's like, "So okay, so I can let her sip it over here." They're like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's really dumb," but.
I got one for you guys.
Here's the difference in the world. I'm from a really small southern town. When I was 12 and 13 years old, my stepdad would give me $5 and send me to the liquor store to get him a bottle of Old Crow, and
I would share beers with my dad in the garage all the time.
and they would sell it to me like it was no big deal.
Yeah.
Well, while we're talking about travel, I've got something for you guys and gals. What about Eastern Airlines? Anyone in the USA? I loved Eastern Airlines, and they
I've never heard
folded.
of
They're
it.
a thing of the past. Who said that? Never heard
I've
of
never
it.
heard of it.
Eastern Airlines. Come on, Danny Staten. You've heard of Eastern. I'm in Delta country, though. Delta Airlines is in my neck of the woods.
My pops
I've
retired
heard of
from
it, but I've never
Eastern.
flown Eastern.
Really, Shane?
He
who
was
retired?
with them. My pops. He was with them
Oh,
for like
I love
years. He was there
Eastern
when they
Airlines
went
was
down.
awesome, man. And they
You know,
I
had
went to that auction. I
There
went
was
to that
a-
auction
there
they
was-
had at the hangar.
There was this
selling off all
airline
the
called
stuff.
TWA back in the day, and that's usually what we flew.
TWA, right? There was a TV
Yeah.
show about it, like in the
So,
late 2009.
When I lived in Arizona, my dad came to visit me, and he said, "You know how much I love you? This is the first time I've been on a plane since you would smoke on an airplane."
Right.
Because he hated
That's
flying. He was
That
in the
band was
army.
banned in 1991, I believe, smoking on airplanes.
Yeah, so him and my mom, it was so cute because they flew out to Arizona to visit me, and then they wanted to go to Vegas for their anniversary. So I packed them a little little lunches, and they were on their way. So they called me
Right.
when they got there, and I was like, "So where are you guys eating?" And my mom said, "Oh, where are we, Ralph? Oh, we're at Hooters." And I said, "Dad, you took her to Hooters?" He's like, "I was starving. It was the first place we saw. The food is amazing." And my mom said, "Well, he knows that I like owls." I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "You did not take her to Hooters." He's like, "Shut your mouth. The lunches you packed were great. Thank you."
Your chicken wings are awesome. What do you mean? Yeah.
She's like, "You know I love owls." She's very Polish, if you know what I mean.
So I loved Eastern Airlines, and they would give you like color forms, and you get the wings. I think Delta did that too, where the kids got the little wings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember TWA. No, it was Pan Am. That was the TV show. I said TWA in 2009. Pan Am was the show I was thinking of.
I
Sorry.
got my wings from TWA. That was the first plane I ever flew on.
That's cool.
First plane I ever flew on too.
I would fly to St. Louis, and we would drive to St. Louis for
Well,
Thanksgiving.
we usually took TWA because they had the budget flights and they were a lot cheaper than the bigger airlines.
When we would drive to St. Louis, my family would stop at a Waffle House, and we'd have breakfast in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And there was a little convenience store. Long story short, I got Reese's peanut butter cups, the crunchy with the peanuts in them.
Ooh.
And I got a pack that was old. Must have been from a year old. It was all dehydrated, like the peanut. And there were bugs in it. There were gnats, dead gnats. I opened up the wrapper, and I go, "Oh my God!" And it was like they were dead, but there was like.
Oh,
Did
I'm
you
like,
not eat them for
"Man."
a long time?
I was like 12 or 13. I was like, "Man, look at this, man! I got robbed."
Did it ruin them for you?
Oh yes, the crunchy
Yeah.
ones. I still love
Yeah.
peanut butter cups, but yeah, I would never. I don't think they even make them anymore. The crunchy kind with the peanut.
When I was little,
That ain't number
I had a
protein.
Barbie that was like airline, like not it was stewardess back then, but like air flight attendant kind of Barbie. And I would always dream that I was her, like, you know, like
Make her big. Make TD big. Somebody.
It's
Please.
kind of like cheerleading,
Please.
but for a
I
job.
hear you. Yeah.
Like, like.
What's that noise you're making? That's adorable. That's funny.
I didn't make cheerleading in 7th grade. It's fine, guys. I'm over. It's fine. I don't talk about it all the time. It's fine.
It's just in your diary. Yeah.
I don't remember the actual cheer. No. From when I was 12. No.
Did you ever have a diary?
I have it, and I just found it. So over COVID, I would read like an entry per day with my kids, and they were dying. I still have it upstairs right now. It's so freaking funny. It's like so many problems were like, I really want to go to this bar mitzvah, but my mom and dad said I've already been to 20 this year. Like, what am I gonna do? And I was like, but it's Mike Shikowski's bar mitzvah. I gotta go. And then so my mom would get mad at me if I wrote, like she'd read my diary, and I hated that. So I started writing in Pig Latin. So a lot of the entries are in Pig Latin because she didn't understand it.
Pig Latin.
I'd be like, I ate hay, hay.
Hey, Cooking with Silence. He says to Sarah, and by the way, Sarah, those looking for Sarah, she had some dental surgery. I think she went public with this, so it's okay to say, and she's recovering, so she can't talk. So she's in chat.
If you're,
I had a diary when I was a kid.
Did you?
You did?
Yeah. When I turned 18, I burned it because I thought it'd be a good idea to get rid of all that.
I love that I kept mine. It's years and years and years of like the tyranny of the moment that didn't mean a thing. Like, you know, that doesn't mean a thing now, but so funny.
Diaries can come back to haunt you.
Yeah, but I wasn't committing crimes.
The best trip I've ever been on, I'm going out of order here, Hawaii. I've been there 3 times. And to Judgment Day,
Speaking of,
Mike
everybody
Harper,
should have a travel journal, just so you know. I have one. I take it every time I travel.
That's a good idea. Judgment Day, Mike Harper's talking about, I would love to go to Disney World. Man, back in like late 2016, I went to Disney World and Universal, drove to Orlando from Atlanta, did all that, and then took a cruise in between. So went to like, Halloween, like went to Not So Scary Halloween, Disney World.
Nice.
And then a cruise for like 5 days, came back, and then we went
Disney
to
cruise. That's no joke, man.
not a Disney, it was a Royal Caribbean. But we went to Disney World before we took the cruise, and then when we came back, we went to Universal all for the Halloween season. It was awesome. Then came back for Christmas season. Huh?
I almost got arrested in Krustyville. It's a long story, but I almost got arrested in Krustyville. I had to write a statement, and it sounded ridiculous. I was like, I went past Moe's Tavern, and then I went and I grabbed my Slurpee. It was crazy. It doesn't even sound like real life.
But Universal's a lot of fun at Halloween time, and and Christmas time too. We went to Christmas in Disney World that same year.
Did
that was
you
a good
do
year.
the horror show, like how they make the horror stuff?
I used to.
Yeah.
At Universal.
Horror. What did you say, TD?
How they
What?
make the horror,
What'd you say, Danny?
Universal stuff?
I was just thinking out loud. Yeah, I went to jail for a few times for stupid stuff too.
I almost got arrested. I did.
I went to jail at spring break in Fort Lauderdale.
Nice. How was that? Was that your favorite trip?
It's a family show.
Oh.
I guess I can tell this one.
You can tell us backstage if you want.
I'll tell it real quick. Keeping it nice. I was down in Fort Lauderdale for the spring break when I turned 18, and you know how you ride up and down the road at spring break. You know, everybody's cruising.
No, I never did spring break. Like never.
And we were smoking a big fatty cruising, and and some of the fire fell off.
Like sub sandwich.
And some of the fire fell off in my lap, and it made me angry. So I flipped the thing out the window, and it hit the policeman in the car right beside us, right in the face.
Nice.
Oh no!
Kind of went to jail for that.
I knew it. I knew that's where you was going.
He was undercover, though. In my defense, I didn't know it was a cop.
Wow. Wrong
He
place.
was not happy.
There's a lady from Youngstown. She was a news anchor, and she got fired because she was in a Girls Gone Wild video and some kind of like.
Yes. I know that story. Yep.
Yeah. No, for real. Yep. She was cute. She was pretty. I mean, she was in her 40s or something. She's like, like what t-shirt contest, and she was canned.
Same thing with some Miss America pageant runners up and like winners. Actually, got in trouble for photos with her girlfriends. Drinking, doing Jello shots. Yeah.
That guy's one of the most hated guys like on the internet anyway. But
yeah, I think went to jail, didn't he?
think
He
so.
did.
Something.
I know
or
he
he's
did.
he's in like witness protection hiding or something.
Yeah,
weird.
the Girls Gone Wild guy went to jail for sure.
Yeah, he made a lot of money from that though.
I think he
went
lost
to
a
jail
lot too,
because
though.
there
Lawyer.
wasn't a lot of verification going on with the girls' ages, and they found out he did get a couple underage girls.
Because obviously, I mean, like, look how
Oh
young.
my god!
That's sick.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, did y'all see what
I
you
don't know.
said down there in the chat?
Now, who's next?
What?
Gotta be
What
25 or
Keebler?
older. Huh?
Noni.
Did you see what you said?
What?
You said he saw the first ever motorcycle chariot event in Evansville, Indiana. Rider and chariot operating motorcycle by cables. Crashes galore.
What?
Ha.
I
Wow.
really want to hear his travels. He's got some interesting stories.
You want to hear something interesting real quick? I didn't see this, thank God. I'm glad this is not in my mind's eye. Samantha, my
Make
girlfriend
him
at
big.
the time, and her lady
I
friend
gotta grab a charger.
Can't make
went
him
to a
big.
bar. Went to a bar. Listen, and a guy
Can't make him big, Danny. Sorry.
was hanging out of his. He is big. A guy was hanging out of the pickup truck, leaving a bar, and he got beheaded. He got beheaded, and his buddy either was in shock or didn't know. Drove all the way home, and a neighbor was walking their dog and saw this body with no head and neck.
How did this turn into a horror story when I went to help?
I'm sorry.
I was like, what happened
I've been
It's a trip.
I've been trying to go back to Danny.
He clipped like it's not.
Wait,
Oh.
what movie is that? There's a movie like
telephone
that.
wire, power line, telephone wire thing, like a cable. And his buddy clipped it, and his friend was drunk, hanging out the truck, chopped his head off.
There's a movie like that though.
And so thank God Samantha
I don't
didn't see the head. The head was right there. Like she went to her car. She said, I was parked right next to, I shouldn't have mentioned her name, but I was parked right next to that. And I'm like, well, thank God you didn't see it. Anyway, enough said. Sorry, not to be morbid.
Well, so one
Sorry.
time I was in New Orleans
All
and I
I
saw
did-
this.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not gory. it's
Chrissy,
just-
all I did was mention you's comment about going to Evansville and wanting to see his travels, and it ended up in that. I'm sorry.
Well, I saw a girl step in horse poop because she was on her phone. She's like,
So
no
did
way.
you
Oh
ever
my
say
God."
he would come to the panel?
What?
He never said anything. I couldn't see nothing.
He just said,
I
okay,
told you
all
to
he
send
said
you a
was
message.
saw first ever motorcycle chariot event in Evangeline, Indiana. Right of the chariot.
Oh,
okay.
his name is from Indiana. I didn't know that.
This is Jeff, my guy at work. This
Yeah,
is
I didn't know
Jeff.
that Wajdaman was originally from Indiana. Wait, where does
Hey,
Wajdaman
Wajdaman.
live now then?
He said he thinks it was also the last one.
That's pretty cool.
Has anybody here been to Europe? I don't know why I'm stuttering.
Yeah, my
Has
first
anyone been to
flight
Europe?
was Scotland, actually. My first flight
I'm
ever.
pretty sure
Well,
that
I'm sure Danny.
yeah,
I'm sure
Danny and
Danny
Limey
has.
are
And
from
Limey's
Europe.
been everywhere because he's got friends everywhere.
Limey and Danny, yeah.
Yeah.
Danny,
That's
why don't
where I
you
met
tell
my
us how you
ex-husband,
got
actually.
kicked out of Europe?
Oh God.
I almost got kicked out of Universal.
Oh, I did too. Oh, we're family show. I can't tell that story.
I know we're gonna have to do this again. We're gonna have to do this again, but in a different way.
So I
I
was in
outsmarted
New
him, though.
Orleans.
I
and this girl-
outsmarted him though. But that's
Hey,
another
Girl
story.
was on her phone.
Sorry.
Danny's full screen. Danny's full
Oh,
screen.
where'd he go?
I want to hear about Danny getting kicked.
Donde está,
Sorry,
Danny?
Oh,
Judgment.
he did
Everybody
say he had
mute
to
your
get a
mics.
charger too.
Mute your mics.
You're gonna have nightmares for a year, brother. If you've seen it, thank God I didn't. That guy getting beheaded. Oh my gosh. It was on the news.
BBB, did you get that email?
Yeah, Shane, where you been?
All right.
Oh, the Dominican. Oh wait, Dominion. No.
Danny, are
Kingston.
you there?
Donde está, Danny? Danny, I got free beer here for
I think
you.
he got he got kicked out of Europe, and now he's got kicked out of America.
Right?
He don't have
It's
any
like spring
place to
break
go
all
now.
over again.
I had to go get a charger because this thing's flashing red at me. I didn't have it
We
charged.
thought you got arrested again.
Oh, I've been arrested a bunch of times. Most of the time, just for fighting and stuff like that, you know.
Fighting, wrestling.
Fighting.
You got a short
tell
fuse
so
like
tell
me.
us about getting tell us about getting kicked out of Europe. I got to know.
Who told you about that?
we've got people.
BBB just said it.
We've got a guy.
When I got kicked out of Europe, it wasn't my fault. It was somebody else's fault.
Of course.
I was with an idiot
That's what she
who
said.
decided to urinate on a national landmark in England, and I got kicked out with him.
So it's his fault.
For what?
Yeah. I was with a hillbilly that peed on Stonehenge.
Ooh, no. That's before there were
I didn't
cameras
do it.
everywhere. That's kind of hard to get caught doing that.
Okay, can I tell you the story about the girl in New Orleans that
you're
stepped in horse crap?
Yes.
Okay.
Please
So
make
she's
her
like-
big, would you, Chrissy?
Yeah, it's somebody else's turn. I've been up long enough.
So she's
You're
on her
fine.
phone. It's
I've been
really
up so
quick.
long, my battery's dying.
She's on her phone and
Thank you.
she's like, white girl, and she's like, oh my God, you're not gonna believe this. Oh no. So listen, don't tell her I told you. But and so all of a sudden, like she wasn't like paying attention because she was like, and all of a sudden she had these high heel, these stilettos, and this horse, you know, the cops are like on horses, like just like basically dropped a dong, and she steps in hot steaming. Everybody on the
Oh,
balcony
gross.
went crazy. They're like, yeah, they like went, it was so, she was like, oh my God, I just stepped in horse poop. It was so funny. And she's like, this is horrible. I hate New Orleans. And everyone's throwing beads on her and stuff. It was really funny. Like you
Look
could
at there in the
see
chat.
the
Sarah,
same
Sarah
eyes.
is good.
You could see the
I
same eyes.
I want to apologize to anyone watching who may be eating.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
We can only be us.
I
You know?
am so sorry for that.
She didn't
If
want it to
you're
happen
eating
either.
during that time.
If you're eating Papa John's, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was pretty gross.
If you're eating Taco
So-
Bell, it's fine because it's Taco Bell. So.
I have no emails.
It's all
and you guys are-
Chance's fault.
Right. Yes. It is Chance. Yes.
I don't have
Right.
your email, but I text you. I don't have any emails, but I text
Okay, hold
you
on.
a couple.
Shane, but Shane has to go too.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's let Shane go.
And that's what she was doing. She was checking her email for the message.
Was
Right.
she? Or was she doing something nefarious?
I was literally checking my email.
I read her mind. She was checking
She
her
did.
email.
Mhm.
Oh, you did it before Corey.
I did.
Where's
So-
Corey? How come Corey doesn't join us?
He's probably working a
got
gig.
But
Yeah,
yes,
he's working a
Shane,
gig in
Shane-
Vegas.
Yeah,
Good for him.
probably working a gig. I would think.
I think we still have to hear from Shane,
I know, but
Chrissy,
Shane's no
and
longer
you
in the
and
chat.
Chance.
And Keebler.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna put Keebler up because Shane dipped. Oh no,
Well,
Shane's there. Shane,
I
Shane.
can go last.
You can't escape us.
Shane, are you ready?
No, I'm trying to send you this email with the pics.
Well,
Let
that's what I'm
Kibo
trying
go.
to do, but for some reason it's not good. It's MY.
No, I'm trying to send them to you.
Yeah,
Let Keebler go.
Keebler's there.
Okay.
Keebs.
Keebler, go ahead.
I'm above Chance.
Yeah, I
Right.
see him.
I'm
I see you.
poking. I'm poking Chance right now.
Oh,
Oh.
tell us about Nightbot. I
What?
would love to hear
Go
this.
ahead
This
for
is gonna
what?
be fun.
Your
Nightbot.
story about travel, I would think.
You
Yeah.
wanna?
Talking
Well,
about
we're
the
gonna
Nightbot.
travel over to Nightbot first, because Nightbot is abusing the living heck out of me right now for the last 2-3 days, and it's
Nightbot.
all
Who's
your
Nightbot?
fault, Chance.
Ah,
You
Who's
haven't
Nightbot?
seen my Nightbot? My
No.
Nightbot in my chat.
Like a troll for real?
She put out a song. She accessed my account and put out a song 2 days ago. I think it was Friday. And she is hot to trot And if y'all cannot at least do it for Chance, please,
Do you need me to
please,
pull my
please,
Youngstown
please
out?
do
Because
it
my
for me.
Youngstown girl will come out.
No, I need y'all to get Chance to 500 subs, because until he
We
gets
have
to
to get Chance to
500 subs,
500 subs.
Nightbot is not going to be working for me and is going to abuse me until he gets there, because he will not go on a date with her
Just block
until
Nightbot.
he gets 500.
Lock the Nightbot.
So please, if you can't do it for Chance, and you won't do it for
Please do it for
Nightbot,
us.
Is
do
this
it
a
for
real
me,
person or
because
a bot?
do it.
Is this like an AI
Please.
thing? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I
Nightbot.
can't tell if you have
She
a
has
problem with
made it a-
Nightbot or not.
I'm so
What are you
freaking lost right now.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Nightbot has
Nightbot.
made an attraction to
you gotta-
Chance. She thinks Chance is adorable. He's smart. He's funny. So we have to get
And
Chance
gosh darn
to
it,
500.
people like him. I'm just kidding.
Not
Everybody
really.
loves him. Like everybody I have at work that comes on my panel, Jeff, Lester, all of them, they're like, "Oh, but that Chance guy, like he's got so much knowledge," and I'm like,
He does
I made
his
a
visual
mistake.
aids. He's got
Did
visual
you see the photo I sent you, Chrissy, from the Dynamite magazine? I mean, I know it's
Yeah,
off topic.
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, no.
I want
Oh,
to
it's not my
hear.
turn. It's not my
Wait,
turn.
is it you on it?
No, I made a
Are
mistake.
you
Someone
on the
contacted
magazine?
me. Someone contacted me. I made a
Oh,
mistake.
Shane,
when
I got
said-
them. They came in.
Doesn't matter.
No, it
Oh,
does
okay.
matter.
Woohoo.
It does matter. Hold on. Shane's pictures
Do
came in.
what?
So go ahead, Chance.
No, let's go, Shane. Shane
I'm
supersedes me. He's on
No,
topic.
no.
No, let her
no.
finish.
No, what I said is
I'm
off topic.
downloading, so you're good. Like,
Yeah, I'm glad you got him. Shane's pictures. That's good.
finally.
I'm sorry, Chance. I wasn't gonna bring this up tonight. Chrissy kind of needed some filler, so she twisted my
Okay.
arm.
Problem.
I said, hey,
But
come
yes,
help.
please, if
I need help.
if y'all can't help out, if you can't do it for Chance or me, or Nightbot, please do it for me, because Nightbot's abusing me and refusing to work.
Like, here's a
She was
here's a
telling
thought.
some horrible jokes earlier.
Let's
I
block
don't,
the
I don't
Nightbot.
understand your. I don't understand your problem. It seems like you got a complaint and gripe with Nightbot, but yet you're trying to get support on
Like
another
the
aspect.
AI
So is
problems?
Nightbot good or bad? You could just
Nightbot
ban
is
Nightbot. You
good.
can block that. You can
Just do
eliminate that.
yourself a favor
If
and
it's a
don't try
problem,
to
I don't understand where
understand.
you're coming from with all this.
Here's the thing:
Do
if it's a
yourself a
computer, you
favor.
just block it.
Moving on.
Yeah,
Chance,
move on and
continue
don't
your
try to
story.
understand that.
No, I'm done. It's Shane's turn because
Where's
she
Nightbot been? Oh, nowhere.
Chrissy has the photos. Shane's photos.
Yeah,
so-
but I have to upload them now. So give
Oh
me a
no,
second.
no, no! I'm gonna turn around.
I hope you guys packed a lunch and brought a razor.
Tell your story, Chance.
It's not my turn.
Well, I
When
gotta
is that
get
on the
Chance's
stop? Go ahead,
Nightbot.
Chance,
you
go
have
ahead.
the floor. Tell
Go
us
ahead,
where
Chance.
you've been.
I don't have
And
any
she'll pull
photos
up the
or
photos.
anything.
Well, give me a
I
second.
kind of already
Give me a
told
second.
my story. Hawaii is my favorite. I've been there 3 times. My favorite destination. Road trips rock. I love road trips. I loved road trips to St. Louis for Thanksgiving and whatnot. That's where my parents live.
I need to go to the beach.
Florida. My dad's mom, Inverness, Florida. Golf course. She lived right on the golf course. All my grandparents are gone, unfortunately. But I love those trips to visit grandma. And there were alligators on the golf course. I loved going on that golf course and with my putter. And I didn't really play much golf there, but I just love walking that golf course. And they had those little cups, like this little, like looks like a cone, like an ice cream cone, but for water. All over the golf course. I used to love, like on a hot day.
Like
you
what they
get
have in
that water.
offices?
No, on the golf course they had like coolers, right? Ice cold water, like. And I love getting that water in the paper cup, the cone, right?
Yeah, they have those in like offices everywhere.
Oh,
They
I guess
they
so.
have
Yeah.
Water coolers on the golf course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did then. This is like in
That's
the 80s.
where the real
man.
gossip lies.
Wow.
And it was a nice golf course in Florida. And just, I love going there. First time I learned about the Easter Bunny not being real was on a trip down there for Easter. And I went through my mom and dad's luggage by accident and I saw all the grass and the eggs. And I'm like, what's this? I was like 11. and so I found out there's no Easter Bunny. And so, of course, Santa Claus.
How do you go through somebody else's stuff by accident?
Well, I can't remember. Like, it was an innocent reason is what I'm trying to say. I don't remember the details. I wouldn't just go through my parents' luggage, but I went in there, like, I can't remember why, like looking for candy, because Dad would always, when he'd go on a business trip, would give my sister and I a candy bar, and he'd hide it in his luggage. And so I think I was looking for candy, and then I found all the stuff. But that's ancient history.
Good
Talk
thing you
about
didn't find other
disillusionment.
stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, well, my
Could've been
folks are
worse.
clean. Yeah. My folks are good people.
What do you mean when you say there's no Easter bunny? This is
Don't
news to
listen to
me.
them, Shane.
What do you mean there's no Easter Bunny, Chance?
God, I think I've already said my piece. I mean, all along, like Eastern
I know, but my
Airlines,
nephew's
I wanted-
watching. You got to explain.
My future
Okay.
husband,
Oh,
by the
well,
way.
your
my,
nephew's
her
13, who
nephew, my
knows?
future husband.
Your nephew's 13, right, Chrissy?
No, he's 9.
No,
Oh God.
he's
I'm
little.
sorry.
He's my future
Oh,
husband.
what there?
Oh, tell him not to watch this one then, or not pay attention to me. I'm sorry.
Well,
It's okay.
first of all, he doesn't know what he's talking about, so he is real. But whatever, it's fine.
I thought he was 13.
I'll cover it up later.
Yeah. God.
TV's
So
got him.
I better not. You better pass the torch, because I'm gonna disillusion someone else or say something else wrong.
Yeah, hold on. I'm downloading stuff, so hold on.
That's cool.
Save link.
You're
as.
telling me Tiny Tim's not coming home for Christmas?
All right, I'll give you one more quick story for time.
Wait, Shane, aren't you're a truck driver, right?
You're the pot.
Spoiler
Yes.
alert.
So you travel a
Thank you,
lot.
Limey.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Significantly.
Do you like
The-
being a truck driver?
No. It was
But
fun
you're
at
not
first,
just
but
a
it
truck
becomes-
driver.
Not
It becomes a
just,
monotonous
no.
thing after a
It's
while.
a
Some
very
people
important
love it.
job, and it's stability.
Yes, it is. It is. Everything we own, like
It-
Summer says,
It's
comes
Do
on
you
a truck.
do you get bored?
It's more demanding than people actually realize of all the crap we got to deal with.
Like the red,
it
or
ain't
the,
just-
the fine line.
It ain't just about, oh, I'm jumping the seat and hold the steering wheel and go
No,
point A
it's
to
like-
there
like
is
deadlines
so
and-
much
right.
more to it.
and jumping
um,
through hoops and making sure that you're like legit, and if you get like audited.
Well, dealing with traffic, dealing with
True.
Department of Transportation, dealing with the
law
FMCA,
enforcement, I'm sure.
dealing with just
DOT.
everything. The
Random
load
pullovers, right,
itself,
Shane?
and
Yeah.
That
especially
agency,
if
you just
you're,
said it. That agency that pulled
especially
over
if
the
you're,
truck.
especially
BJ,
if you're running
BJ and the
research.
parents sure made it look like a lot of fun.
Shane, I bet
If
every
you're
every
running-
car in the world wants to cut you off in traffic. You know, that can maneuver around a truck, a rig.
Oh
Of
yeah,
course.
and they want to wreck you because that's commercial property. Big money.
Well, a lot of people do it on purpose because they think they're going to get
That's what
some
I'm
kind
saying.
of lawsuit out of it. Yeah, an insurance claim.
I am a terminal manager. How
Um,
many do you think I see with my cameras on my
Oh,
truck?
I can only imagine.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
especially if you got the how they're doing now with companies
Yeah.
putting cameras inside the trucks that
It's
will
invasive.
That's what
record
we
and
do.
It's
everything.
so invasive.
So we have a camera
Um,
facing out and facing in, so we can see the driver and the road. So, and I
Yeah.
keep telling the drivers because they want to cover up the camera. I'm like, you do realize it's for your protection. So, like, if you close your eyes, you turn your head too long, you're not at
it's a
fault.
sensor. Right.
Yeah.
I was one of the proponents against that stuff, but looking at it logically, I'm just like, okay, this makes sense. As long as I do
Yeah.
nothing wrong, no
Right.
problems.
And here's the
And
thing, actually,
Let your
our
camera
cam-
be on. I don't care.
our camera doesn't turn on unless there's alert. So, like,
Yeah.
we don't get any feedback.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Those
Now,
cameras
I
are
could
always
literally
recording.
turn on the camera and say, like, is this driver? Hey, Chance, are you driving good?
Wait, isn't there a site where I think I saw you? No, I'm just kidding.
No,
You
but
think-
I could turn
I'm
the
just kidding.
camera on, and I think it's a 30-second thing that I could do, like, just to check the driver, like, make sure he's awake and he's not sitting somewhere. But for the most part, we don't do that. We only
They
get
had
a feedback.
to-
Like
They had to
there's a
modify
camera that
those
followed me around
cameras.
in my day.
They-
Oh my god!
They had
Those
to
cameras-
modify the way
Mhm.
they were recording because they used to run continuous.
Continuously,
But,
and they would be
Swift-
binging in the driver's cab. So they
Well,
would be like,
Swift-
open your eyes, turn right, turn left, and like it distracted. the
No.
driver.
Hold on. You're not hearing what I'm saying. It was a continuous feed, a continuous live
Like
loop.
just live.
And they changed it to where it would only actually, it's always recording, but only events that could be captured were when an incident alert happened. This is
Right.
because of a lawsuit from Swift, a female driver. She was changing inside her truck, had her windshield curtains closed,
As
and
would
she was
I.
changing. And one of these guys back at the terminal was actually downloading the video from her truck, and he posted it online, and it all got tied back to him. And there was a big lawsuit, so they have to revamp
But if she had
the
an
way those
OnlyFans
cameras
alert.
recorded. So they had to do that. So they're supposed to be better now in their recording systems, but I still don't. I don't trust them, but I mean, they're there. They've saved my butt a couple times to where I had to take evasive maneuvers, and they go back and look at the film and like, okay, we see what happened here.
Yeah,
All
we
right, you're
saw
good.
that you
I mean,
maneuvered
you're good.
in
Yeah.
an
Same
inappropriate
with
way
police
as a driver.
officers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
I
truck
see it
driving, yeah,
every
I've
day.
had many of travels.
I
You
see it
love
every
this
day.
movie. Shane, look here. You'd love this movie, Steel. Nobody knows about it. It's damn.
Nope.
Steel. You'd love. I have it on film. Lee Majors plays a truck driver, and there's a hilarious scene that's so inappropriate by today's standards. He had a Coke. He had a beer can he's drinking, and he took a Coke can. And back then, you take the wrapper off. He took a Coke wrapper, Coca-Cola, and put it around the beer can label so he can look at he's drinking a Coca-Cola while he's driving his rig. And he was a construction worker that got scared to go up tall. So as a secondary income, he became a truck driver. And there's a scene, it's a PG-rated movie, but he picks up this girl off the side of the road, a friend of his, and she changes and takes her top off. Reminded me of what you were talking about. No camera in there or anything, but that's a good movie. I mean, it's a good action movie, good character actor movie. And the stuntman died. Unfortunately, he was attempting the largest high fall from the Kincaid Tower, which is a building being constructed in Lexington, Kentucky in late 1978 when this was filmed. 1979 release. The airbag burst and the guy died. A.J. Bakunis, and the movie was dedicated to him. Jennifer O'Neill's in it. Art Carney from The Honeymooners. It's a good little movie nobody knows about. Shot right here in America. And I love the trucker scenes. I'm sorry, I digressed. We're talking about travel. But you got to come over sometime and watch this movie with me. You'd love it. It's a kick-ass movie.
Dude, when I get some things situated, yeah, me and you're definitely gonna hang out. We're gonna watch some movies, check out comic books.
Who's in this? Shane? Lydia Cornell, before Too Close for Comfort, the blonde, she had like a bit part. It might have even been an extra role, but the guy from Weekend at Bernie's is in it. Terry Kaiser, the dead guy. It is long before that, 1979. He grabs her ass. She gets in his Corvette, and it's a notable scene in this movie. And she is credited as Lydia Kornikov. That's like her Russian maiden name or real name. Like she changed her last name for showbiz. Lydia Cornell. Anyway, enough said. Sorry, you can make TD Big or Shane or whoever. I'm done. You'd like this movie.
But,
Shane, I think I got your pictures. I think I got your pictures.
Before you bring those up right quick, the first topic of the question, what worst experience, best experience? I think with my worst, I'm gonna have to go with it's probably somewhere between my first time I went to Disney World in Florida and first time I went to New York City.
Make him big, please, Chrissy.
They weren't too
Give me a
far
minute. I'm
apart.
uploading pictures. Give me a minute.
They weren't too far apart, but the same thing happened during both of those trips. I was probably about 6, 7 years old, maybe 8. And I got separated from my mom on both of those trips.
Oh my gosh. Stomach sinking feeling.
New York was probably, New York was a weird one because that was a city I've never been in before.
Ooh.
And just all the lights, the noise, the music, the people, it's just everything. And we're on the street.
And you're a kid.
And
yeah.
I'm itty bitty. I'm a little kid. Yeah. And
very stealable.
She stopped to do something. I think she stopped to buy some cherries, and I turned around, and I think I didn't really wander off, but I got separated from her. I turned around, and she wasn't there. I'm just like, huh? And I know I moved because I went to go look at something like a dumb little kid.
Like probably itty bitty like amount though.
I was losing my mind. I'm just surrounded
Yeah.
by all these people. Like, I don't recognize any of you people.
Ugh.
Who are you people? I don't know where I am.
Have you seen my mother? Yeah.
She quickly came right back and she's just like, boy, get your butt over here.
Right.
Um,
My son always says, "Why
we
do you
went
always
out
have to
to-
juke me?" He's like always trying to keep up. My kids are always like
That's
trying
right.
to keep.
Mom would always
uh,
whistle
we
at me,
went
you know,
out
when you wander
to-
off, you go, woohoo, woohoo.
I can't do
can't-
that. I
She
wish I
would
could.
whistle. Anyway, whatever. Sorry.
That's
No.
so
My daughter and I
scary.
always did the Marco Polo. Marco.
Yeah, but other people do that, and you don't want to be on a leash, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Kid in a leash, man. I saw that at Disney World. I'm like, man, that's
Yeah.
inhumane.
Shane, are
Shane's
you
not
ready?
a
I
leash kid.
think I have most of your
And then we
pictures.
went to Disney World. That one, now both of these I had bad experiences on ferries. First time we went to Disney World, you know, lots of people, blah, 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 blah. We somehow got separated on taking this ferry across one of these lakes at Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
And I don't know how
Completely
I'm running
separated?
around. I was running around. I didn't stay by her side. I know I
Wait,
didn't.
like the ferry
And I
left and
turned
you guys were
around
separated?
and
Yeah.
I turned around and she wasn't there.
Oh my!
And I'm just like, whoa. And I'm on this ferry going across the lake.
Oh,
And I was just like, Mom. And I rode the ferry. I stayed on the ferry and I rode it back to the other side.
smart.
And I'm like, God. And on the ride back, she was still on the ferry and she was like, where did you go? I was
That
like,
was
I
the
wanted
best
to
thing
go
for you
look
to
at the
do,
Disney.
though.
There was these people riding jet skis, and I wanted to get a better view of them because I'd never seen a jet ski.
Freaking
So
jet ski.
I ran off. All my fault, but I was terrified. That empty stomach feeling that just dropped.
Yes, you should call it
When I
fear.
was just like, oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go?
Yes,
It's
like, not
something that
again.
added to my. It was something that added to my psyche of having
Was
problems
she
with
like
being
kind of like?
on.
Was she panic mode? Or no?
Abandonment
It was-
issues.
Was she panic mode though?
Let me finish.
Okay.
And
I
it was
would've
something
been.
that added to my psyche of having problems with being on boats that I still have to this
Yes.
day. Every time I've been on
Absolutely.
a boat, any kind of watercraft, I don't like it.
You feel
But I
like
want to get a boat. Yeah, she was in panic mode. I heard my
Did-
on the trip back, I heard my name called over a PA, and I'm just like, well, I don't know what to do with that. Should I?
exactly. You're like, that's
don't-
me.
I don't know where to go. And she found me before anybody else did. And it was like, boy,
Was-
and yeah, she beat
was-
my butt. And I'm
That's
like,
the other
rightfully
thing.
so. Spank me. I deserve this.
But so now you associate riding a boat with like being in trouble or like, you know.
Well, there's more to it than that. My boat experience, there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
That every time I've been in a water vessel, boat, anything floating on water, nothing good has happened. And that's like, it's at least 15 times. And I just gave up. I was like, no, never going on the water again until I go back on the water again because I want a boat.
Well, that's
Um,
exposure therapy. It's like actually like confronting, you
Right.
know.
I almost joined the Navy over that. It was like, well, there's only one way to
got
get
you,
over
Shane.
this.
Except for the Navy
fear.
leaves you somewhere. You're like,
Hey,
wait,
yo,
Navy.
twinsy birthday guy, I got you. Don't worry, we got
And my
that in our pocket.
best, I think my best vacation was an impromptu one that happened when I was working at my buddy's, my brother's mechanic shop. He wanted to take his wife and his kid down to Tybee Island. Another guy wanted to go with him or was going to go with him. He backed out at the last minute. And, you know, I'm living at the shop and he's like, hey, we're going to Tybee Island. I'm like,
Where
I
is
don't
that?
want to go to Tybee Island. It's in near Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Down there.
Nice.
Better beaches probably in Tybee.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, I need you to help me drive. So we get down there and, you know, we had it all planned out. We were going to have the family day thing when we got there, do dinner, hang out, blah, 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 blah. And when that was over, me and my bro were going to go out and hit the town, see the nightlife.
Mhm.
So that was agreed with wife.
Yeah.
So we're getting dressed, ready to go.
Mhm.
She starts to raise a fuss.
No.
And you know, they argue for a while, and he comes back. He's like, man, I can't go. I was like, we already arranged this.
How
He's
could
like,
she do
yeah,
that?
I know.
Aw.
I
You're like, but
can't
I'm
do
gonna go
that."
on a boat with you.
Oh, that didn't stop me. I was like, well, I'll see you later, dude. I went out and had the best time of my life. That was the first time I ever went to Tybee Island.
I want to
And
go
what
there
made
now.
it plus, I found this little place called Tybee Time. If you ever heard of Wet Willie's, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I
What
found
is it? A
Tybee-
water park?
Like,
No, it's one of those places that make the frozen daiquiris that are infused.
Oh, okay, there was a Wet Willie's
Oh.
butterfly park.
They're just
I
liquor
thought you meant like a
slushies.
finger in your ear. That's okay.
Oh no, liquor slushies, and
Oh,
you
wow.
can walk around the streets drinking it. So I'm about 2 in, and I'm feeling good, and I don't know. I met some guy. And he was just like, "You don't look like you're from around here." I'm like, "How could you tell?" And he's like, "I don't know. You got a different vibe." I'm like, "Whatever. How's the local life?" And he took me around, showed me a different spots, and this. We go back to Tybee Time. I get me another one, so I'm 3 in, feeling good. And he's like, "Hey man, I got some friends that are probably gonna hook up with us. That I gotta go find them right quick. I'll catch up with you." I'm like, "All right, whatever." So my second one has kicked in already, so I'm feeling good. And the third one's catching up. I want to rent a motorcycle or a scooter, and I don't know who to ask. Oh, look, there's a cop car. I bet the cops will know. So I go stand
no.
next to the cop car. I'm just like, well, they'll be back sooner or later. They're out somewhere. I'm like, this isn't working. Let me sit on the trunk of this cop car. That'll get their
No.
attention. I sat on the trunk of that cop car for about 15 minutes. And I'm just like, this isn't working. So I hopped off, walking around again, catch back up with this guy and his friends. So we're all just going around, blah, blah, blah. Go to this club. It was like dead in this club. The DJ's on stage just pumping his fist, rocking it. Nobody's on the dance floor, really. There was like 3 people on the dance floor, and he starts playing Cupid Shuffle. And I'm watching the people, white people, try to do the Cupid Shuffle, and I was just like, never mind. Chug the rest of that Tybee Time drink I had, and I stopped, and I was like, no, DJ, start that back over, and follow me, and we started doing the Cupid Shuffle properly, and about 20 more people joined in. By the end of that dance, there was about at least 25 people on the dance floor just following me doing the Cupid Shuffle. And it's like, we're having a good time. This was not an illusion. This happened.
TD understands. TD understands. You got to get the steps right.
We go back out. We're just all partying, hanging out. Go back to Tybee Time, get some more daiquiris. We end up under one of the piers, partaking of the marijuana. They ended up all going home, whatever. It's probably like 3, 4 in the morning. So I'm just out on the beach. I found one of these lifeguard piers and just went up to the lifeguard pier, and I'm just sitting there just enjoying the cool breeze and the waves. And I was like, this is a good time. I should practice my capoeira. So I'm out on the beach doing some capoeira. I'm drunk as shit. And I'm just like, I'm playing a musical beat on my phone. I'm going through doing all that stuff. Some people come up. Huh?
Family channel, Shade. Family channel.
What did I say?
SHIT.
That's fair enough. South Park did it 170 times in one episode. That'd be fine.
Turn your cam off. Turn your cam off, Shane, if you're gonna drink.
Regardless, this girl came up. Cheers, Keebler.
Cheers. Okay, go ahead.
Regardless, this girl came up, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm practicing." She's like, "Practicing what?" And I'm like, "Capoeira." And she was like, "Well, show me how to do it." And I'm like, "All right." And I'm going through basic motions with her to get that rhythm, and her friends come up and just do the C block. Now, come on, get away from him. Get away from him. And she's like looking. She's like puppy
paying
eyes.
Way too much of French into way too much attention to our friend. I've had that done my whole life.
Cool.
My whole life.
I got back to the hotel at like 6-something in the morning, and at like 8 o'clock, my brother, he's like, "Hey man, let's go hit the pier. Let's go fishing." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, okay." As soon as I stood up out the bed, I immediately fell to the ground. So we go to the pier. This is supposed to be fishing time. I fell asleep on the bench at the pier. I slept for like a couple hours.
Shane, can you tell me about this
You
picture?
okay? You okay? That is okay. Could you imagine where that is?
No.
First off, this is during my truck driving adventures. This was in Columbia, South Carolina at a Petro truck stop. This was at a truck stop.
Oh,
Bowling alley.
Yeah. And when I walked in and saw that, I was just like, I wish I had my bowling balls with me. And of course not. And I mean, I went and looked at the lanes, looked at the balls. I'm just like, this is a pretty legit place. They had a great restaurant called Quaker Steak and Lube. So they had great eating. There's more pictures of it. They got an arcade. Yeah, Quaker Steak and Lube. It's a playoff of like Castrol, GTS.
I get it.
But Quaker Steak, yeah. They had an
How
arcade.
you guys? Greetings from South Carolina.
They had an arcade that was to die for. So many games, and it was like I was only there to get fuel and grab me something to eat. I had enough time to do that. I wanted to bowl a game. It was just like, I don't have the time. Okay, next time. I never made it back there. Because
Okay, can you tell me about this picture, Shane?
This is in
that's cool.
Snoopy.
This is off of I-95. It's either in North or South Carolina. I forget exactly. I think it's in South Carolina. There's a truck stop back where his feet are, or where his feet would be pointing.
Okay.
I saw that. I just had to take a picture because in between the truck stop, there was another little gas station, and I'd park my truck over at the truck stop and walk over to the gas station and buy, beer. Never try to buy beer at the truck stop I'm sleeping at. I do it incognito. But I saw that and I just thought it was the coolest thing because I grew up with the Peanuts. I grew up with all of that stuff. And I was just like, oh, that is so cool. So I had to get a picture of that one.
No, absolutely. It's awesome.
Shane, have you ever seen the Beer Cave, Noonan, Georgia, exit 41 on 85 on the south part of Noonan, like towards Grantville? There's a little convenience store, and they have something called the Beer Cave, the coldest beer in town, baby. I love the beer cave.
I've been in many beer caves.
Your truck
Christy was trying to ask you something, Shane. I interrupted. Sorry, Christy. Go ahead.
I don't even remember what I was asking. I think I was asking like I don't even know anymore. It's fine. I think what I was asking was what kinds of beers have you had along the road?
Almost all of them.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. I don't say that in an arrogant way. It's just because, like, when you get out of certain regions, you get to the Midwest, beer drops to 3.2%, and it's just like, well, and they don't like. I'm an Ice House guy. And you get to certain places, they don't have Ice House. And it's like, well, I got to try something different. All right, where's my backup beer? Oh, they don't have my backup beer.
Well, you could get warm Guinness anywhere.
I tried Foster's for the first time.
Foster's?
Over the road.
Foster's? Australia for beer.
You got to make me big for this, Christy, later.
I was at the edge of Nevada, I think.
Thank you.
What did you reckon?
No, I was at the edge of Southern California.
What is
the first time I tried
Foster's. Try it again now.
All right. The last thing, I'm not trying to hide you. I found first of all, I collected beer cans as a kid. I found Bartell's beer. That's my last name. Bartell's pure beer. And then later I found, like much later, like in 2018, Chance beer. So there's my name. Chance Bartell's in 2 different beer cans. Sorry.
Oh.
Well played.
I can't even display it properly.
You've had too many beers.
So there's a beer that I like that comes from the UK. It's called Hobgoblin, and I always make a silly little joke. And I'm actually really, really, really like wondering if I should even say. Only Limey gets this right.
Gosh.
I'm
All right,
going to hold off
you
on
can take me
saying it.
down now. You can take me down now. You
You
can
should
take me
like
down now.
staple them together or something, Chance.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So yeah, you got another one?
Yeah, I have another one. So tell me about this pick. I got your picks, Shane. Finally.
Ooh. What
These
is that?
are the Missouri caves. These are particularly the ones in Springfield. A lot of like craft, a lot of cheese companies have facilities down here, and these are like natural limestone caves that they actually have warehouses and storage in. And we'd go into these places and pick them up, and they use them because of the natural
That coolant.
temperature.
The natural coolant.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't have to
the
use
natural temperature
energy.
control. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they don't got to use much energy to do that. And the cheese I picked up, they came in these big wooden crates. And it would just be a gigantic block of cheese.
It's like
just
Louis
in this wooden
Vuitton
box.
cheese. Louis
It was
Vuitton
like that box.
cheese.
This one's for you, Chance. It was like in that box that they put the Ark of the Covenant in and Indiana Jones.
Man,
they're
you're on
just
the
in
same
crates
wavelength,
like
man.
that.
I'm gonna talk about Disneyland later. Disneyland, the Indiana Jones roller coaster. But yeah, that's funny, man. Indiana Jones on my brain right now. That's funny.
But what I love about these
Mark it down,
caves is
Chance.
a lot
Okay.
of guys are
Yeah.
scared of them. It was like, man, I ain't gonna go down there. I'm gonna get stuck. Oh, I'm gonna get caught. And the first time I went out, this is the first time I went down. I was like, oh, there's plenty of room down
I
here.
want the Louis Vuitton cheese.
Right,
Give it to
right.
me.
Right.
Give me the charcuterie. I'll live down here for you. Just give me the charcuterie. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they wouldn't make the facility if you couldn't be able to get out of it. So
Right.
it was kind of fun to be down there.
I've seen places like that too because I go out with my drivers. Like I'll jump in one of their trucks and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I want to see what you do for a living." And they're like, "I'm taking you on the worst ever episode." And I'm like, "All right, fine."
Yeah, there's a lot of these caves. This
Yeah, a
picture
lot.
in particular, I love this one because it reminded me of the scene from Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger when they're trying to work their way to get to the reactor, and they're using the holograms to mask themselves while fighting the bad guys. Just all the pillars.
You got to remember, like in Northern California, we have all these caverns, like by the Yosemite and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you could go down in the caverns and it's so cold that they could just put like meat and cheese and everything in there. It just stays. It just preserves it along with, other things like dead bodies or anything that have fallen in it. But yeah. Not trying to get morbid. So, okay. So Shane, tell me about this one. Not saying that I'm done with, are you done with that one?
Yeah, I'm done.
Is this like an area where it's storage, or is this a car park, or?
It's where you pull into the parking lot.
No, this is Oh, you're talking to her.
No, go ahead. No, he's talking to you.
Just about the photo here. Just wondering if this is like a storage area that's empty, or if this is a car park, or.
No, these are their facilities. The vehicles there are the workers. They it's more or less storage. From what I know, there's no processing done. It's kind of a longer term storage. When the stuff comes from craft themselves, they'll bring it here and store it until it's ready to be moved. And our company would come in, pick it up, and then we'll take it to its final destination.
Sure. Wow.
Or we would deliver it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's like with it being underground, imagine it's just constant temperature. You don't have to worry about, like you say, making it colder or warmer, or
it felt great down there.
Yeah,
whether
it
was
be 100 degrees outside, but down there it's like a consistent 85.
Yeah, it didn't matter what the weather was doing.
It's just
outside.
those
It was always
pillars
the
and stuff.
same in here.
Yeah.
Consistent. A
Very
consistent temperature.
homeostasis.
And if you look along the roofs, no ventilation.
No, and I know that was what I did too. So Shane, because I think we shared the same birthday, the first thing I did was scan the roofs.
Yeah, it took me a sec. It took me a second, like when I finally docked my truck, and you know, I got out and I asked somebody. I was like, "Can I smoke a cigarette down here?" It was like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead. Just smoke it in your truck." And I'm like, "Okay, that's
It
fine.
doesn't
That's
change
fair."
the temperature. The only thing that changes the temperature is if you let light in.
Yeah, I just kept looking around. It was just like, you know, the stone is so compacted and
Well, I mean, it is granite.
there's some are granite, some are lime,
Yeah.
some are just
Well, then you've got
it
the
is beautiful.
limestone, the slate, and the granite all piled on top of each other. So that is the best insulation because, like, how is it going to go through all those minerals of the different layers of the different millions of years that is between that and them?
Right.
I know I would have been a nervous
Did I
Nelly
say that right?
drilling into this thing, laying these conduit pipes and the lights and everything. It's like, is it gonna fall? Is it gonna fall? Is it gonna fall? Okay. Is it gonna fall? I don't know.
That's why you
I know
need
brother driving in there.
mathematical geniuses to do that.
Yeah, geologist.
Yeah, exactly. That could like measure the pressure, measure the substance, and then put a brace where it needs to be and be like, okay, we're coming through. Whoop, whoop.
Say, because just that space alone, it's so open, and like you think that's all underground. They're gonna make damn sure that's not gonna like cave in.
Correct. So if you
But,
make
yeah,
one
it's
mistake,
crazy. Yeah.
and then you have to remember this is an earthquake territory.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go down there now that I think about that.
Well, from
But
what
it is
I
cool.
know,
That's just such a cool photo because I was just looking at it thinking, what on earth is that? But yeah, that's
from what I know,
cool.
there have been no incidents. And if you can look at this picture, I don't know why they did this and why it's not illuminated. I'm circling it with my mouse like you can see it, but directly off center to the right, that the closest pillar, there's an exit sign right there. Halfway mark right down to the right.
Oh yeah,
not all
I
the way
see
to the
it.
right.
I see it.
There's
I
an
see
exit
it.
sign right there.
But it's
just
like
"How
in
you
the
gonna see that?"
distance. It's like
Yeah.
in the distance, like way far away. You see this little red dot.
That sign was it caught my eye. Somebody engraved it. They did that. It's like artwork. It's just like, well, why isn't it illuminated? And it's just like, oh, it's kind of like an Easter egg of the cave. They have actual exit signs. They have actual illuminated exit signs.
So Shane, I have a couple more. Tell me what this is.
Ogden, Utah. This is my first time going into Ogden, Utah. And I just wanted to take this picture because I just thought it was beautiful. As much as I hate the snow.
Yeah.
But
and
it shows the how they deal with snow in places that get snow. Now, if you look at the sides, how tall that snow is on the banks. And how clean
is that
the
like
road
20
is.
feet tall? It's up there.
No,
it's gotta be between 12 and 20. It's got to be between 12 and 20 because your truck has to sit at least 12.
Side of the road, it may have been about 5 feet. Now as it gets further off and closer to the mountains, the closest one off to the right, I don't know how deep that gets. Because I'm not walking out there. But on the roadsides, no, it wasn't. You know, it was probably about 5 feet.
Okay, but if you look at the front of your truck, how high is the front of your nose of your truck from the ground?
Ground to the nose may be about
15 feet. It's roughly
about 7 feet. The truck's only 13 feet tall.
Do you have a day cap?
13'6".
It's a pretty picture.
Well, the standard height of an 18-wheeler is 13 feet 6 inches.
Right.
To go from the ground to the nose, that really depends on what kind of truck you're driving. The truck I was driving here was a Freightliner. So from the ground to the nose is probably about right above me, somewhere near, probably about 6.5 feet. pushing 7. But
That's
I
still
don't know.
a
I
lot of
just thought it
snow.
was a pretty
Rig
picture.
in a snowstorm, man, because you
Yeah,
could
that
go in
is
their wake.
still a wall
You go
of
the wake
snow.
of the you know, they would clear a lot of ice and snow off the gosh darn road. You know, if I was in a Toyota Celica in college, like following a big rig, like pretty much the whole way between Huntington, West Virginia, and Atlanta, Georgia, in the wintertime. Sorry.
Every winter, I follow the big rigs to work. I get it.
Yeah.
I just get behind a big rig and I go really super slow. I don't care if I'm going 5 miles an hour. I'm like, I would rather get there than not get there at all. So yeah,
There you go.
I get behind a big
They're
rig.
guardian angels,
They're
man.
bigger up. They can see higher, and I just follow their lights. And then when I
And
see
they
them
got
go
the
off the road,
CDs. Hell yeah! I mean, and they got the ears and the eyes of the road.
yeah, and they're always adorable. They're always sweet
Be
if you get
careful with
wrecked
that.
or something.
You got to be careful with that because you might get behind the wrong one who don't know what they're doing.
Right?
You don't ever,
One of Spielberg's first movies he directed, a TV movie, Duel, that renegade trucker with Dennis
Shane.
Weaver terrorizing him. Man, that was a
Shane,
good one.
I won't follow a New England truck.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I
So
won't
what's
follow
this
them.
next picture that you have here? What's this next one here?
I threw that one in the mix for the 420. I was in New York City on I-95, and it's like the truck in front of me already had my attention with the 420. I was just like, oh, I gotta take a picture of this. And it's like I'm tapping my phone, getting my camera ready. This guy pulls up on the right side with all the New York police cars.
All the
I'm just
NYPD.
like, oh, this is priceless.
That's beautiful. Shane, I'm gonna have to keep that picture. Like I'm just gonna have to save
it's a
that.
good
Take it.
I'm gonna just let you know. Hey, give me proper rights to use that 420 picture there, bro. Okay, Shane, what is this one?
Do you think those police cars are stolen though? That's what I want to know.
No, it was just like
It's just the fact that they pulled up next to the 420 truck.
Yeah, I'm just
and you're
thinking
like,
the cops are so good. Somebody's like nicked the whole fleet by the donut shop or something.
I know, right?
The thing that was running by my head or through my head was, well, we send one car to catch this alleged smuggler. Let's just send a whole fleet. Well, what about traffic? We'll put them all on a truck and we'll drop them off intermittently.
And we're just gonna pull them into the back of the 420 truck, and nobody's even gonna notice. They all just went into the 420 truck.
I love that picture.
Shane, what is this?
Brilliant.
Oh, that's my first truck when I went solo. This is outside of Salt Lake City, Utah. I stopped at this rest area.
I have to say, you've got some awesome photos.
I
backdrop of that
love
truck
taking
is
pictures.
like that photo is just awesome.
I love taking pictures, and I parked at this rest stop. I didn't park because I wanted to park there, but I saw the rest stop, and like I'm traveling. Which way I'm traveling? I'm traveling eastbound, and I got the mountains over here on my left side, and I saw the rest area. I was like, man, I love to get a picture of these with the sky and the clouds the way they were. And I saw that rest area, and I was just like, ooh, that's why the truck is not in the parking spot. I just pulled in there quickly. And I wanted to hop out and just take a picture. But yeah, this is the first truck I had when I was solo with this company. She was a beast. Her name was Misty. I just really love this picture. Just more adventures out there in Utah. And I spent a lot of time out west. The only thing I like being out west is the mountains. When it comes to traveling, I've been to the continental 48 states, all of them, Mexico and Canada. When it comes to back to the conversation of travels, and people have asked me, what's your favorite state? I don't really know how to answer that question.
Yeah, there's too many diverse. It's like apples and oranges. It's apples and oranges. Like, how do you answer like Montana's beauty to California's like beaches and stuff, to Georgia's lush landscapes, to Florida's lush beaches? Like, people go,
Yeah.
oh, California, everybody's in bikinis. No, that's Florida. You're wrong. But
I've
again,
been, I've been to every state in the United States except for Hawaii. I've been to Alaska and Canada and Mexico, and I'm really partial to Colorado.
Colorado, where the girls are.
It's one of these things, like, as a truck driver, there's like this other element to it of like, there's so many things good I can say about the states I've been to, and then there's so many things bad I can say. Probably my favorite state, if I was to put on the spot, I'd say Maine. But the problem with Maine is there's a lack of truck parking. They are so spread apart, but Maine is absolutely beautiful.
What time of the year? Summer, or what do you prefer to cruise Maine?
To go through Maine? Well,
Yeah.
I
Fall.
prefer the
Fall.
summer.
Fall.
Well, I prefer summer because there's so much there's so many trees, there's so much vegetation, there's so much foliage that everything is green, and
I've
there's
been
so
there a lot.
many trees. I've been through Maine in the winter. It's still pretty. They take care of their roads up there so people can move around. It's still beautiful in the winter. From Maine, I've been up through Canada. I've been through Canada from Maine and from freaking Washington State. Washington State is a weird one. It like starts off flat and kind of deserty looking, but as you get further into the state, it gets greener, and it's just like, this is weird. After coming out of
rain,
Oregon,
A lot of-
I don't know. That's a weird little sector there, but yeah, I don't. People ask me, "Do you miss being out there on the road?" And I was just like, I sometimes, but not really. Maybe if I was doing it for myself and not for a company, I'd probably have more of an appreciation of missing it, because then I can go where I want to go. But being company, they say, hey, go here, because lease operator, owner operator, they don't want to go there. So you're stuck with it. Here you go. Bye. And it's like, oh, well, okay then. Da, 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 da. But I got to see some cool places, a lot of cool places. I got to drive into Vegas from Death Valley. That was kind of at night, and you can see that pyramid. They got that whatever the name of that casino is, but the one that's the big pyramid that has the light, you can see that light from an hour out. I saw something beam in the sky, and I'm just like, what is that? I didn't realize I was coming into Vegas. And I'm just like, oh, and you crest this little hill. I got a picture somewhere. Oh, I should have shared that one. It takes too long to find it. But I crest this hill, and boom, you see this hill coming out of Death Valley. You see why they call it the City of Lights. And I was just like, wow, that is cool. It's just nothing but lights. And then that beam from that pyramid is the one standout point. I was like, that's so cool.
It is. Sounds great.
And one time I got to actually come in from a different way from I-5. And there's an Air Force base out there. These guys are running maneuvers and like F-22s and F-16, F-A-18s. They're just doing maneuvers, doing low passes over the interstate. I'm like, you mother. Oh. But just low enough to not, just low enough and slow enough to not do a sonic boom. Yeah, not to shake everybody, but just low enough. And just give everybody a show who's driving on the road.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, cool, man. I loved it. But yeah, those are my travels.
You've seen a lot. Shane had the best answer, I think. Not that we're in a competition, but come on.
I got tons of stories, man. But yeah, maybe another time.
Well, what the hell do you do? Like when you're going coast to coast, do you stay in a hotel or do you sleep in the rig or what?
Sleep in the truck.
Yeah.
Sleep
that what
in
you
the
do?
truck.
Wow.
That truck that she had the picture up of, I went coast to coast in that truck. That's a truck we call a coffin. That's what the industry calls it, because it's basically a day cab with a cot.
Cool.
And no, not cool.
I was gonna say, do you leave the air running, or how's that work?
Not cool.
Not cool.
Those things will disintegrate. They're all made out of fiberglass. But I finally got my full-size truck. Had 2 of them finally before I quit. And it's much more comfortable. And I was happy going coast to coast with the first one I got. They finally, with a truck they owed me. And it was cool. I didn't mind going coast to coast at all. And I had the fastest truck on the fleet because it was an owner-ops truck. And he got modifications done to it that the company could not argue with. So it was a loaner truck to me, while mine was broke down in the shop. But after that, I went down there's a spot in Wyoming on I-80, outside of Casper, but it's called the Highway to Heaven. And then just basically the road dips down for a couple miles and it curves right back up. And they call it the Highway to Heaven. We call Iowa 80 not Iowa 80, that stretch of 80 out there in what state was it? It was Wyoming. We call that stretch the Devil's Corridor. Because when you go through there in the winter, it's nasty. You get winds up to 50, 60, 70 miles per hour, blizzards all the time. And it's like, if you don't know, you don't know. And I would stay consistent with it. A lot of us would, because we travel that route so much. I only traveled that route so much because I was forced to. But Highway to Heaven, I went down the hill and I'm just like, I'm gonna let the truck run. The truck hit 90 miles per hour and a red light came up on my computer and I'm just like, oh no. And 5 minutes later, I get a call from dispatch. Like, hey man, we just got an overspeed alert on your truck. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, yeah. I saw a situation. I handled it. I'm the captain of my ship, right? What y'all tell me. So whatever. They didn't like that. And apparently, I think this truck was being looked at before. They just couldn't find it. And I somehow got a hold of it, so they couldn't track it down. But they figured out what truck it was, and it was like, you would bring that truck in, we're going to sell it. And I'm like, why? I want to keep it. And I was like, well, they're going to sell it. And I'm like, ugh. And that's when they threw me in an automatic truck, the first automatic truck I ever drove in my life. I hated it. They didn't even teach me how to drive it. Wow. Questions about driving an automatic 18-wheeler, please bring them, because it ain't as simple as it seems.
How'd you go in reverse?
Flip a switch.
Very carefully. Okay.
See, I didn't know anything about that. I had to go and talk to the safety department. I had to talk to my dispatcher. I'm getting all kinds of heat. My dispatcher was on my side, but the safety guy, he's like this Poindexter black guy. But, well, the top speed we like to run here is blah, 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 blah. So either you know or you don't care. Which one is it? And I told him straight up, I was like, I didn't care, because y'all tell us I'm the captain of the ship. So I felt the safe move to do was to go down that hill at 90 miles an hour. I've been down hills fast. That black truck that Chrissy just had up. Sorry. So sorry. I'm used to calling you BBB.
Yeah.
But the truck she just had up there, I've had that black truck up to over 120 miles an hour going downhill. So you're not going to tell me about the speed rating of the tires when I've tested them. And y'all didn't argue.
Is that an 18-wheeler at that speed?
Technically 10-wheeler.
Wow. Right, but it's still a big truck at 120 miles an hour. That's
because this is why it's a 10-wheeler, because the the tractor itself, the truck,
Mhm.
the back tires, instead of having, two, 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 it's
Mhm.
one, 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 one. These
Right.
giant fat tires. They
Right.
call them super singles. And yeah, I tested them to their speed rating that day in California, of all places.
I mean, driving at that speed anyway, but when you've got a vehicle that size, it's like, yeah, that
Well, I
sounds
found a
scary.
safe way to do it. I was on a safe path to do it because when I
Uh-huh.
found where I was going, I was carrying a heavy load and I gave up on trying to go down the hill. I'm
Right.
dropping gears. I'm trying to drop gear. And I just gave up. And I saw this curve that came around to where it goes downhill and then flatten out. And I was like, let her go.
Oof.
And I let her go. And I just
Mhm.
curved her on around.
No.
And there was a bridge. There was a bridge at like the bottom of that hill. And I
Uh-huh.
saw a deer guard. I'm just like, oh no, that's CHP.
Oh no.
And sure enough, I went flying underneath that bridge, and I look over,
Oh no.
waiting to see those lights come on, and all I
Right.
see is a finger pointing at me.
All right.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to jail. I'm getting fired. Here we go. And I went ahead and just let her slow down, and I started slowing down to go ahead and pull over. And I look in the mirrors, that dude never pulled out. Just like,
It's because CHP makes me
Give me
think of
warning.
California Highway Patrol.
yeah, that was him.
Oh, right, okay. Or
Yeah.
Chips, as it used to be on telly when I was a kid.
Chips is a great show.
Yeah, I love that program.
I grew up watching it.
But yeah, oh man. So why do you think he just let you? It's like, well, there's no stopping him, so there's no point in chasing him. Is that?
Given the
just let you go.
situation,
Maybe just
I think
Hey, I hate to
understood
interrupt you real
because
quick. Let
coming
me
down
tell
a
everybody
mountain.
goodbye real fast. I got some stuff I got to deal with tonight. So y'all have a good night, and it's been great.
bye.
The 3-hour mark's kind of my limit.
No worries.
All righty. We'll catch y'all later.
Catch you later.
All right,
Bye,
man.
Danny. Have a good Sunday.
But yeah, I think he gave me a break because I was coming down that mountain and I had it pretty controlled. It wasn't all
Yeah.
over the place. Brakes weren't smoking. There was no smoke coming off the truck. And I'm sure if I had smoke coming off my brakes, he would have pulled me over. But I just let it go and I'm just like, hey, let's ride. And in that truck, I never got a warning on my computer. I never got a call from safety. I never got a call from dispatch.
Right.
And I just found that so weird when I went down the highway to heaven at 90 and red light pops on. I'm like, really?
I guess the AI was in awe, the same as the cop, right? It's just the AI is like, well, he's got it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah. But I was doing the whole dash and that thing, man, I wasn't doing nothing but gaining speed. I had to be doing at least 120, 25 down that mountain, or at least that point. I had to be, because I was a little nervous myself. I was just keep it between the lines, Don't touch the brakes. Don't touch the brakes.
Yeah.
Let her go. Oh, is that a deer guard?
Excuse me. I just got back and I saw BBB was live, so I think she may have something she wants to say. I mean, she went big. I
think
you're muted, BBB.
She went big.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about how? You want to talk about how murderers aren't exactly classified into any category as just random chaos, and there is a hereditary. How do you say it? Something that can be inherited through people. I did that just for you.
That's enough.
I did that just for you, Keebler.
Oh, I know, but this is a family show. It's not your channel, and that's not respectful.
What did I say that was unfamily? What did I say that was unfamily? I made a small
She made
joke.
herself big for a reason. She would like to talk.
Okay. Wow. You're still muted. That sounded like it.
Can you hear me now?
There
Yeah.
you are.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
Okay, so when you're going up, okay, so I know how California is in my area, and you go like through Humboldt, and it's like straight up 8% in grades and 7% and 8% downgrades, and it's like an insane like pitch and pull and up and down, and like it's like Final Destination with the like logs.
The rule of thumb is like when you're climbing up, the rule
Yeah.
of thumb is you want to go down in
Right.
the gear lower than the one you use to climb.
Right, but you have to remember, like out here, like the climb is the climb.
Mhm.
And then if you have logs, like because there's so many logging companies and they're just blasting around those corners, and you're not a logging company. So you're in an actual like 53 footer or whatever, or you're just in doubles and you're trying to come around the corner and you see this logging thing that doesn't give way because it's this huge logging truck, and they're just like own the road because they drive it every single day. That's what
Yeah.
scares me. So like when I'm pulling my camper trailer and I'm trying to go up the hill, the thing that scares me the most is I see a logging truck company coming towards me, and I'm like, Final Destination. Pull over.
The sadder part is most states securing those logs is only a recommendation.
It's only like
Excuse me, what?
a clamp the chains over and like
What?
Yeah.
cinch them
It's a
down.
recommendation.
It's a
Most
recommendation.
don't
What,
have
they-
to
not
do
So
it.
the rest of the time you can
It's
just
a
kind of rest them
recommendation.
on each other and that's
Yeah.
it.
And so if they
Jeez.
get in an accident, those logs
Yeah.
are launched.
Yeah. Like that's
Propelled.
not toothpicks. That's
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't happen too often.
oh well, that's all right then.
But I
Because the
understand.
logger drivers take everybody out on the road.
Like, okay, it doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it's spectacular, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's how Final Destination came about.
Yeah.
I mean, Final Destination came about the California loggers that come down the road like somebody's.
Look, I
boy.
I come from Mississippi. And one of our particular areas where we own land out in Greenwood. There's a lot of logging going on out there, and I've always been scared of logging trucks. I was like, is that thing gonna stay there?
Yeah, right?
I've always been scared of them. Yeah.
Chance, are you ready, buddy? You've been so patient. I'm so proud of you. Your mic.
You're muted.
You're muted, Mike. Chance.
Pardon?
Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic.
I'm enjoying hearing Shane, man. He's the heartbeat of America. Hey, Shane,
Right?
you ever drove? I'm sure you've driven to Nashville, Tennessee, talking about mountain ranges and curves. You got those waterfalls down there. I love that. Anyway, I can't imagine driving a rig though. I don't have a Class C license or whatever.
No, I had the pleasure
Chance,
once of
You
driving.
have a Class C license if you have a regular
I mean a Class
license.
A. I mean,
I
whatever.
was just gonna say, like, you have a class. I have a Class C license. Like,
It's been a long day. I meant
Class A is
I meant a
what
Class A. I meant a Class A.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I was just calling you.
I was gonna
That'd
say
be great.
about Disneyland real quick.
Okay.
Getting back to like favorite vacations in 07, summer of 07, I went out there, and the Indiana Jones like roller coaster is really cool. But in the gift shop, they actually have an Indiana Jones pinball machine, or they did. Sometimes they do.
Ooh, I love
Sometimes it's being
pinball.
repaired. It's usually there when it can be there if it's not broken, and they have it in like a wood paneling. But what cracks me up though is I have a prototype of that machine. And that in itself is a rare machine. You won't find the Indiana Jones 1993 pinball machine in an arcade anywhere, or even at a festival. They just had one here, the Southern Fried Game Room Expo in the Cobb
I
County,
love
Georgia
pinball.
area. It's classic art. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm chunky, so like I can hip it. I got the hit.
You're a good dance partner too.
I can be, yes. When I hit 100,000, I'm gonna drop it like it's hot on camera.
So I just get a kick knowing that I have a better Indiana Jones pinball machine than dang Disneyland. That was my point.
Yeah, like I
The
think
prototype.
like
Well, I didn't finish.
Yeah.
Mine is has real steel where they use cheap plastic, and like the later models they mass produced.
right.
Mine's like the 5th one they made. It's a prototype. It's got more lighted things. It's better. Anyway, whatever. Nobody cares. But it's got the voices of
we
Indiana
do
Jones.
care, Mr. Pittsburgh, with your
It's got-
shirt, Mr.
It's
Pittsburgh.
got,
No,
it's got,
you-
it's got the actors' voices. See, nowadays, like the Walking Dead pinball machine came out in 2012. I'm on the playfield, and I thought, oh, great, they're going to have dialogue from the show. No, because like the greed of the actors and the agents, like they wanted so much bank for the use of their voices, they couldn't sample even simple dialogue or scenes from Walking Dead. Unlike Indiana Jones 1993, it's got Willie from Temple of Doom. And this is Steven Spielberg going, I hate the water and I hate you. You know, like lines from the movies. It's great.
Warning.
It's an awesome game.
Chance.
Oh, I
No,
forgot
Chance.
to warn you. I'm sorry. I did it again.
I'm glad you brought that up because that was something else that I enjoyed with the travels of truck driving. A lot of truck stops, you could randomly come across a cool pinball machine, just randomly. And on my Instagram, DJ Namas, I used to document every pinball machine I came across, and that I just thought it was cool. I love pinball machines. Jeez.
I'm sorry, what jamming? Me too. And they're in bowling alleys, as you know, or used to be.
Oh, I remember
Sorry,
like
what
the
jamming?
pinball machine. I remember the pinball machines where like you had to like double, and so you had like the double paddle and then the double paddle, and then up at the top was the double.
Yes.
Doubles up top. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So you had the double. So you had like
Like
double.
2000 specifically, yeah.
Yeah, and
Twilight
then when
Zone
it
had
got
that.
up to the top and it was like going through the little chamber, you're like, oh my god, like double. Like, oh my god, it's crazy.
Twilight Zone 1993 Bally is like that. It has a magnet up there, and you have to hit there's little.
You have to you
tiny.
just have to slam the side of the
Yes,
machine as fast
yes.
as you can to get those
Skill.
top ones to engage. And then
Yeah.
if they start flapping, you're like, okay, I'm good. But if they
Right.
don't, you don't know you went fast enough. So you're like you're just
Yeah.
yeah.
In my indie machine, last thing I'll say, it also has, as did the arcade later versions, or the ones that were mass produced, it has all new stuff by the guy who played Sala, like all new lines just for the game, not just sampled from the movies, the original
Right.
trilogy. Enough said. It's a great game. I try not to play it that often so I don't get sick of it, but there's still stuff in it I've not seen. And I've had this game
Sorry,
for years.
we're jamming. We love
Sound
you. we're jamming.
effects, features, you know, there's a billion point shot.
Chance, you didn't send me any pictures or what?
Not one that would really matter anymore. I sent you one of Dynamite magazine.
Yeah, but it
Matt?
wouldn't come up.
Don't worry about
But
it.
I could share my screen like what you did earlier. Like it was on what you
Someone
it was
wrote
your
me. I made a
thumbnail from earlier,
mistake.
right?
I said that it doesn't matter. I said that an actor joined the cast of MASH to replace another character, an actor that was leaving, and I had it wrong. It doesn't matter. I'll correct it on my own show next time. So don't worry about it. It had nothing to do with the subject matter.
Where's your chopsticks, buddy?
I have to go get them.
All right. If you're eating, I want to see your chopsticks. Let's go. You remember, Shane, when we made Chance eat popcorn with chopsticks?
Chopsticks and chopsticks and chopsticks and chopsticks and chopsticks and chopsticks and chopsticks.
I've got a sweet tooth. I'm eating sweet
All right, I've
tooth.
seen enough of that Steelers shirt. Take that off and put on a.
I got to go anyway.
Just messing with you. Just messing with you.
Well, they lost.
Hey, I'm a Bears fan,
Appreciate
and if anybody doesn't like it, I'll just close the stream. It's
The
fine.
Bears.
The Bears.
I used to live in Chicago. I got no problem with the Bears.
I met Walter Payton when I was 5 years old, and he played Barbies with me, so I will always love the Bears.
nice.
Make yourself big, lovely. If you want, Chrissy. No, Chrissy, I meant you.
No, not me.
What am I big for?
Ask Chance. I don't know.
Chance,
Better you than me.
Because it's your show. How about that?
Okay, so let me see if I have anything in the backstage. I do have. Okay, so do you guys I look a freaking train wreck. Okay,
No, you
so
don't. You look fine.
thanks. Okay, so you guys like Yosemite?
I've never been there.
Haven't
How's
had
this
the
for pretty?
pleasure.
Oh, it's pretty.
Oh,
That's pure granite.
Wow.
It was chiseled by the gods with
Sure was.
icebergs.
Wow.
And here is another picture I took, and that's Half Dome. And I took this picture at the side of the creek or the river right there, and that's Half Dome, pure granite. And then the next one you guys are getting a really big kick out of. It's called the Burning Bush, and I took this at Russian River in California. And I had to literally run through rattlesnakes and stand on a rock.
I'd
No, I'm
just like
kidding.
to say, BBB, that at this point, I'm trying very, very hard not to make any inappropriate jokes.
Okay.
About the bush, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Wow.
I was being
Yeah, I can see why you
silly.
gave
oh,
it
that's
that
cool.
name.
That's cool.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it has the elements: earth, air, fire, and water. So it's the ocean behind the bush. The sun is fire, the air from the sky, and the earth from the ground. So you have the elements.
Is that sunset or sunrise or what?
At sunset.
Wow.
And I literally had to like strategically place myself and crawl
Yeah.
upon things to get this picture aligned. But I knew exactly what I wanted and how I wanted to put the sun in there at
Yes.
the moment. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got to be
You know
proper lined up to be able to
Yeah.
get right in the center like you have there.
Yeah, I literally had to crawl on top of things and stand on my tippy toes and put my witty arms all the way out.
And then to make sure it's in the middle on the vertical as well at the point of
Right.
sunset.
Right, and I still wanted it to come through that little gap in the bush
Yeah,
in
that's
the
really
middle.
cool.
So yeah, but I think
Very
this is one of my favorites. Like
That's
Half Dome
that's
is
really nice, isn't it?
absolutely
Mhm.
beautiful,
That's pretty
Because
and
you've
the
got
water.
the watercourse leading down to the granite
Right.
at the end. Yeah, that's really
So
cool.
this was in April in Yosemite. So you have again earth,
Mm-hmm.
water, air, and the only thing that you don't have fire,
Fire.
but you do have fire because if you look at the water, if you look towards the end, you see how it's like really yellow.
Mm.
There
Yeah,
might be
that's
some
where
good
the
fly
sun.
fishing in there.
Absolutely amazing fly fishing, by the way. Yes. So let me introduce you to Yosemite.
That looks like you could find gold in there.
Very nice.
Oh, that is where it comes from. Yeah. So Yosemite. Hey, how do you think Yosemite?
Wow,
where it
that's
came
neat.
from. Yeah. So I mean, I don't have a lot of amazing stories, but I've been there once. I had an amazing breakfast on the lawn in the field when I woke up, and I woke up to a mountain of granite. And when I came out of the tent, I was like, I lost myself into the sky because it was dark when I got there. So when I woke up the next morning, I was like,
Right.
ooh,
Who put
like,
that there?
yeah. I was like, oh God, I didn't see that last night. But yeah, it was fun.
So
You're muted, or is it me? It might be
no,
me.
it's you,
I
Chance.
can't hear anything. Let me exit.
Yeah, we can't hear you either.
It kind of reminds me of Pilot
It is me. I can
Mountain
hear myself.
out in North Carolina. How Pilot Mountain is just kind of a boom. Looks like a
Yeah.
high top fade, like Kid from Kid and Play.
Yeah. So if you get a minute, look up El Capitan and Yosemite waterfalls. They're so stunning. I've been trying, like,
I
you
just
know
like
how I had.
waterfalls anyway. But are
Well,
you saying that Yosemite's name is related to gold, or
Yeah, Yosemite.
I don't understand.
So when people would strike gold, they would be like Eureka, Yosemite, like so
Oh,
Eureka,
oh,
Yosemite, like
So do you know which language Yosemite comes from?
Rednecks.
So what does it mean? I'm really struggling here, BBB. Please help me. I'm a limey. Come on. Come with some slack here. No, I know yo. So what does Semini mean? That's not the word for gold, is it? In like redneck?
I mean, like you had Chinese and
Well, yeah, I know that
people,
there are a lot of Chinese there, yeah.
and
So it's
then
not Chinese for gold, is it? Chinese rednecks.
I just think so many.
Oh, do you know what? I'll look it up later. It's fine.
We can come back next week and answer this
Yeah,
because, like, I'm
let's
gonna
do that.
research it and make sure I don't do anything stupid and say
Okay.
something stupid.
All right, fair enough.
It's beautiful.
Oh, Kirsten, we need to find each other in Messenger.
What?
I need to add you to a group with me, Lobo, and my producer.
Okay, I'm really funny.
You too, Chance. Just Chance, we want to get
Oh,
you
so
on as
fun.
a guest one day. Hopefully tomorrow,
Yeah.
I'm going to have my first official sponsor on.
Official sponsor. Tell us about
Oh,
that. Hold on, let me
really?
make you big.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to be for 16-ounce curls. Jonathan Morris, Morris Family Farms. This guy is busy because he is a farmer, rancher, whatever you want to call him. He conceives and births and breeds all his animals. He grows all his vegetables. Everything goes from that farm, boom, to his store. Morris Family Farms. He's Jonathan Morris between the ribs on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. But I want to bring him on and talk a little bit about it.
If
We'll
he
just have
wants
him
more
on.
DNA, we have the same thing out here. Like I have a farm next to me that does the same thing. That's like all legit, their own animals, their own. But you know, when DNA starts getting low, and you have to start swapping DNA, like, hey, I'll give you a goat for a goat. I'll give you a cow for a cow. It's like because DNA is getting weird. Okay, we got a cow with like 4 eyes.
Yeah, it has fentanyl in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Just saying.
I know Jonathan Morris. I've had one of his steaks. It's quality beef.
Yeah.
Quality beef. I mean, you can't get any better. You talk about.
Yeah, I made a commercial for him. It's on my channel. One of my unboxing videos is my Christmas special. The last one I did was about a box I got from him, and there's some good eating.
TD, I'm glad TD isn't here for this. She's a vegetarian.
Oh, this meat would turn her into a carnivore.
Yeah, I know that's right. It is good meat.
But even if she could still order a lot of, he's got veggie options. He's got them.
Yeah,
he's
Nice.
trying to cover everybody.
So, hey guys, can we go ahead and start wrapping up?
Fine with me. I got to go to bed. I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
old,
over
tired.
it.
Yeah.
Shane's like, cheers, I'm good. But I'll see you on
I really
Shane
like
tomorrow
hearing his
morning.
trucking stories. Hey, can I just quickly say, I don't know about my favorite state, but one of my least favorite states have to be Maryland. I would never, ever, ever want to go through Maryland.
I went through Maryland once. I didn't care for it either.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Bleak state.
But I did love Pennsylvania and all the colors and the fall. Like it was so beautiful. God, it was so beautiful. And Virginia was so beautiful. And
My college buddy got spat on in the face going to a baseball game, Braves versus Pirates playoff game. And because he had a Braves hat on, a Pirates fan spat on him in the face. It was the most disgraceful thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. I'm sorry, not a happy story. I'm sorry, we're a happy show. I'm sorry,
Chance,
just a random memory. You unlocked the memory.
Don't ever bring one here
I'm sorry.
to a Raider game, right?
Wow. Well, the Phillies fans in
Don't ever
Pennsylvania
bring
State
one
are
to a
worse.
Raider game.
The Phillies fans are even dirtier than the Pirates fans. But I like.
Have you ever met a Raider fan?
No. Yeah, I have, but he's a transplant.
Like, I'm not a Raider fan, but my dad's a Raider fan, and I can tell you, I've went to Raider games with my dad. I've seen people get spat on, bottles thrown at them, like all because they're wearing the wrong jersey.
That's crazy, man.
I know, right?
Well,
hey, so let's have good
Raider Nation is
sportsmanship.
not like
by the way,
that.
Yeah, Keeps, you there? Keeps,
Coming, Keebler.
Keebler.
Sorry, sorry, I
Okay.
was.
I'm tickling you.
Can you hear me?
Tickling you.
I was dozing, fighting mosquitoes, listening to
Okay.
the AI music.
The banter of Brain Benders
What's up?
banter. So we're all going to wrap it up. We're going to say goodnight, and we're going to say, like, until next week's travels, we'll come back and we'll continue. If anybody has any pictures and things, please send it to me through the week. I'll get them uploaded and on there prior, so I'm not trying to fight. So
Very
are you
good.
guys ready?
Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. So thank
Bye,
you. guys
Limey.
for
Bye,
joining.
Keebler. Bye, Shane. Bye, Chrissy. And thanks to the chat. Sorry if we didn't see all of your comments. I know there were
I
a lot
was
going on.
I only have 12 left, and I'll do those at the end.
Yeah, there was. And Danny Staten, hey to you. I know you already checked out, but on the replay, if you're catching this, have a great week.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
we
thanks
really
for-
appreciate it.
And
Thanks
Sarah, I
for
hope you get better soon.
When's your next show? When's your next show, Chance?
Probably this Friday night, but I'm going to be on PlayQuest on Wednesday. We're playing the classic game, and we're going to defend our 2 game rather, not 2 weeks. It's been bi-weekly, but our winning streak, our 2 winning streak. Sarah and I, my partner, going to take on somebody, Chrissy and maybe Tim. That's
I'm going to be in chat if nowhere else. I'm coming for you.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right.
Wednesday night.
I'm gonna tell you.
on.
Hey, Chance.
I'm
You
listening.
need to go start watching the videos. Start watching the video drops because your hints to PlayQuest will now be dropped in song videos.
Okay, whatever that means, but I like PlayQuest because it's part Jeopardy, part Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with a little bit of Hollywood Squares thrown in because the chat can give us
Limey.
some deceitful answers. So keep up the great
Limey.
work there.
Just say your contestant is a team, and they are in a song drop that happened today.
It wasn't
Just
me,
saying.
Chance.
Or
It's not
he.
me. It's not me.
I
But
just-
I could tell
She
you,
is
Limey.
welcome.
Huh? Are we gonna play Wednesday or not, dear?
Do what?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes. Chrissy
Yeah.
will probably be in the chat. She is.
I'm gonna be in the chat with Limey
She
and
was
Danny
busy.
Staten and Shane. We're coming for you, Chance.
And we have a new person
Bring it
coming.
on!
We have a new person also coming in chat that may be on the panel and playing after next Wednesday.
What time's the game on Wednesday?
A
Eastern
whole
time? Huh?
9 o'clock Eastern time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Central, and 6 p.m. Pacific.
Excellent.
Well,
So-
mountain time.
Chance, you ready?
I am.
Nux, bud.
I have
Nux.
no idea.
Got this. Okay. So Limey and I and
Put your fist
Shane
down,
will be in the
Chance.
comments.
Chance, I'm about to get sick
No.
2210 tattooed on my fist.
right.
They fit perfectly.
That's cool.
All right,
no,
guys, you ready? You guys ready to end
I got no
it? Or
problem with
Keeps-
tattoos. I was just
I'm
joking
about
earlier.
Keeps, you still have more to
That's what I
say?
think. Go ahead.
Keebler, thank you for balancing
No,
my
I'm good.
estrogen. Thanks for balancing my estrogen.
That's what I'm here for,
No.
and I'm sorry I had to get a little carried away a couple of times.
It's okay.
Yeah, you were
We all
shouting
love
at
it.
Shane a little bit. I was like, "What's up?"
She's
Shane's
just
buddy.
shouting because she's like,
No,
"Bring
it's
it back."
okay. I mean,
She's reeling it in.
it's a
Keebler's
fine
reeling it in.
thing to hate
Well, this ain't
me.
the place. We can talk about it backstage.
Okay, you're fine.
Who hates
But,
you?
you got mad.
We'll get him. Me and the cat. We'll get him.
I am me.
Big meanies.
Hey, look, Kiva, you're one of my angels, so I ain't saying anything against you. I'm just saying you did get irritated. That's for sure. Are you still there?
We're ending. Hold on.
I'm here.
Where are you going?
We're ending.
Oh.
We're ending. We're ending now. Ending. Good night, guys.
I lied me. I lost my voice.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night.
Good
Good
job.
night, Mary Beth.
I love it.
Oh, I forget their names. Oh,
Yeah, I've no idea. I just guessed
I
Mary
know.
Beth. I
I'm
don't know.
I know what she
good
just
night,
did there. I forget
Mary
their names.
Jane.
The
Good night,
Waltons.
Mary Jane. Good night, Mary Jane.
Good night, Pony Boy.
The
We're
Waltons
going
and
with
John
Mary
Boy. That's
Jane.
all I got.
Yeah. We're going
Yeah.
with Mary
They're
Jane.
mounting.
Well, Shane and I's birthday's 420, so I'm going with Mary Jane.
Soon.
Oh God. Okay. And we are getting ready to part. And everybody, if you have anything left to say, it's 5, 4, 3, 2.
Tomorrow. The hell.
Go ahead, Shane.
We're gonna do all right.
Lobo
Lobo
Flare.
Grist, check us out tomorrow. We're gonna be doing the Lobo's Lair. We're gonna be talking real stuff, unfiltered, unafraid, uncensored. Ain't got time for all that.
On BBB.
I appreciate the hey, you can join. We'll send the invitation now. You want to join in, throw in some
That's my other
profanities.
face.
Well, this is our more serious topic show, and as soon as we get done with that, I'm going to start my show, 16 Ounce Curls, where we're going to get into some soft sit nonsense. Just have so much fun making fun of soft sits. They're just too much fun. But yeah, everybody, make sure you click like and subscribe to everybody that's on the panel. Mods, please drop these links before everybody goes. Please check in with Chance, check in with BBB, check in with Keebler, check in with Limey, check in with me. Thank you, everybody, for being. And thank you for the invitation. Talking about travel and everything. Yeah.
You're my birthday twinsy.
And have a good week, TD, if you're still out there on the replay.
Good night, everyone. We love you. Please subscribe to all of us. We'll subscribe back. It's 1 for 1. You subscribe to us, we'll subscribe back. Anyone that you subscribe to on these links, we'll subscribe back to you. It's 1 for 1. Ready and peace. Good night, Jim Bob.
Enjoy. Enjoy.